Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the finale of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Rapid City Rush. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. It's Guns and Hoses night as we got a great crowd settled in here. Parking's already a little bit difficult, and fans are going to be filing in here, and we got close to a sellout crowd, if not a sellout crowd, here for the final game of the series as Utah is looking for the sweep, as they got a 3-1 victory on Wednesday night, as Andrew Nilsson had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Trent Miner stopped 31 of 32. Last night, it was the Brandon Cutler show, wearing this same jersey I'm wearing right now, where he scored 4 goals and 2 assists. He became the second Grizzlies player to have 6 points in a game this season. Andrew Nilsson had 6 assists against Kansas City on November 5th of 2022, as Cutler became the first Grizzly since Charlie Gerard back on June 5th of 2021 to score 4 goals in a game. It's also an outstanding performance from Andrew Nilsson, who has 1 goal and 2 assists. And so you think about Nilsson in the last 2 games, he's got 2 goals and 3 assists. Trent Miner got the victory, his team leading 8th of the season. He stopped 27 of 31. Grizzlies had 3 power play goals. Rapid City had 2 power play tallies last night. It was certainly a fun game as the Grizzlies are only a couple points away from Kansas City for a tie for 4th place in the Mountain Division standings. And the Grizzlies have been outstanding here in the month of January. In 11 games in January, they've got a record of 7-3-1. Tonight, it's going to be Lucas Parikh in net for the Grizzlies. He was Rapid City's starting goaltender last year. It's the second time Parikh will play his former team this season, as he played here at Maverik Center in Game 2 of the regular season. So it was very early in the season. Parikh is making his second appearance since the middle of December, and we'll see him in net. And he'll be going up against Danil Chechelev, the Russian, who stopped 18 of 21 last night before being pulled after Brandon Cutler's second goal of the game. And he was replaced by Adam Carlson, who allowed 3 goals on 18 shots. So it should be a lot of fun here tonight. The fans are going to be filed in here. It's going to be a packed house here at the Maverik Center. The third of a 6-game homestand. Remember, the Allen Americans are going to be in town next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Face-off all 3 nights will be at 7:10. Then the Grizzlies will be on the road for 6 straight games. But Utah's done a good job of protecting home ice. They've got a 3-game winning streak, and they look to make it 4 with a victory against the Rapid City Rush, as Utah trying to complete a 3-game sweep. Grizzlies this season have a record of 4-2-1 against the Rush this year. So it's going to be a ton of fun here tonight, as when we come back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union, we'll be talking with Guy Chiarenza and get his thoughts on tonight's game, as we're in business on a Saturday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza, as the Grizzlies are looking to win their 4th in a row, and they're looking to complete a 3-game sweep against the Rapid City Rush. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what the Grizzlies do here in the 3rd game of the set. You think about the Grizzlies, 3 goals on Wednesday, and how about Brandon Cutler last night? 4 goals and 2 assists. He was unbelievable. Probably the best individual performance we've seen by a Grizzly in quite some time.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, that performance by Brandon Cutler was one for the ages last night. I mean, 4 goals, 2 assists factored in on every single goal. The guy's hot right now. He had a really solid game, and you're actually wearing his jersey that he wore last night in that game. So really cool. But Brandon Cutler seems to have just ascended to another level. But really, I thought the whole Grizzlies team played really well last night and in the game on Wednesday. To beat a team like Rapid City, it's going to take a full effort, and that's what they got.
Yeah, you can actually get a Brandon Cutler game-worn jersey. I didn't get the green one that the Grizzlies they wore last year You can wear that green jersey. I think it's at the Grizzlies team store right now, the game-worn Brandon Cutler jersey from last season. You can also get some other game-worn jerseys. I saw Joey Colatarsi over there and the Nick Henry jersey, the Paw Patrol jersey, a couple others, a James Shearer jersey from last season. That's at the Grizzlies team store. We also saw a jersey hoodie that I was thinking about getting. Maybe I'll get that sometime next week in the Allen American series, as that looked pretty nice. And I was thinking about getting a hat as well. I think I'm going to get that next week as well. This is the Grizzlies team store packed with all sorts of great stuff.
Yeah, we did make a little visit to the team store during the charity games this afternoon, and I got to say, they got some good stuff over there, some Guns N' Hoses merch, as tonight is Guns N' Hoses night. They got some cool hats in there, some cool jerseys, and the jerseys that the Grizzlies are wearing tonight are actually up for auction on the Dash Auction app, so you can go and bid on those and get a game-worn jersey, one of a kind, from here on Guns N' Hoses night. And so, Tyson, we got a lot of fun stuff here at Maverik Center.
I'm interested in seeing what Lucas Preek's going to do in net. He's somebody that is facing his former team for the second time. And you know he's somebody that, and you see the emotion, the spirit of Lucas Preek. I think it's going to be interesting. He's going to be fired up. Now, he played last Saturday, but it's only his second game over the course of about a month. You know, he spent some time in the AHL for a couple of weeks, but didn't get in any games. And so I'm curious to see how Lucas will do against his former team.
Yeah, Tyson, I think he's certainly going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think he's got something to prove against the Rush. He wants to come out and beat his former team. But for Parik, he hasn't really played a whole lot in the last couple of months. And the last time we saw him in Tulsa, he let in 2 goals on the first 2 shots. I think that's going to be in the back of Lucas's mind to start this game. I think that he's going to want to come out sharp against his former team. So look for Parik to be a big factor in a Grizzlies win if we get it tonight.
Last season, Parik was Rapid City's workhorse, and he's certainly a capable goaltender. He's on an AHL contract, former draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings. He'll be a net for the Grizzlies. He'll be going up against Danil Chechelev, who stopped 18 of 21. I was a little bit surprised that he got pulled when he did in the second period after stopping 18 of 21. He's got a record of 16-10-1 this season. And for the Grizzlies, I think you want to see if he can get some shots on him early and see if his confidence is shaken a little bit after getting pulled last night.
Yeah, Tyson, I think Chechelev, he didn't really look all that great last night when we saw him. It seemed like he was bobbling pucks, letting out some pretty bad rebounds, and he was getting frustrated. And I think once the Grizzlies got that third goal, I think Scott Burt noticed that, the Rapid City head coach. I think he noticed that Chechelev was frustrated. He wasn't on his game, and I think that's why he decided to pull him. And so we'll see Chechelev again here tonight, but I think it's important that the Grizzlies do come out and start firing on him, start getting a bunch of shots because, hey, he might be a little shaky, might be a little nervous, and maybe get a quick one past him.
A huge crowd here at Maverik Center, and you want to get this crowd fired up early, and you want to get a lead and get the crowd going.
Yeah, Tyson, we're gonna have a really great attendance night here tonight. I think we might see a shutout or sellout. Excuse me. I don't want to. Oh, maybe I already jinxed that. That was an accident. But we might see a sellout here tonight. It was a great crowd here for the charity games, and this place is looking like it's going to be packed. I think the Grizzlies really need to feed off the energy that they're going to give them in this game. So great crowd. They're going to be with you all the way through. Grizzlies fans are the best in the league. I say it every game. And so I think that'll go a long way in a Grizzlies victory.
Grizzlies wearing the Guns N' Hoses specialty jerseys. They'll be auctioned off on the Dash Auction app. Go to the Dash Auction app right now and bid on the Grizzlies game-worn jerseys. Go to the Grizzlies social media channels. Click on the link and then bid on your favorite player. You can get a Brandon Cutler jersey or Victor Bartley or any of the Grizzlies. Lucas Preek, Trent Miner, guys like that. I'd almost think about getting Jordan Martell. And really there's so many players that, are so fun to watch that I think it'd be fun to get any of those jerseys.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. I look up and down the roster, and I think any guy is a good choice. You can make a case for any player on this team to get their jersey. It's just a special group right now. They're playing really good hockey. They're really fun to watch. And every single guy, I think, has a really bright future in their career of hockey.
When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll give you the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Rush. This is the America First Credit Union pregame show on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. and I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Chiarenza. Starting lineup for the visiting Rapid City Rush, led by head coach Scott Burt. His assistant is Zach Desjardins. The starting goaltender is going to be Danil Chechelev. He's got a record of 16-10-1 with a .901 save percentage and 3.38 goals against average. Starting defensive pairing is Quinn Wickers, who's got 3 assists in 32 games. He'll be paired up with Carter Robertson, who's a +9 this season, 2 goals and 7 assists in 27 games. Starting forwards, Ilya Nikolaev has 25 points in 30 games, 10 goals and 15 assists. Logan Nelson has 33 points in 36 games. He'll be wearing number 28. And Alex Aliardi, who last season won a Kelly Cup with the Florida Everblades. He's got 13 goals and 26 assists in 41 games. The starting lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasevich. They've got a record of 18-20-1. His assistant is Jared Pike. Starting goaltender is Lucas Perique, who last season was Rapid City's workhorse. He's 6'4" and 195 pounds. This is his 11th game of the season. He's got a record of 3-1 with 1 shutout, which was a 32-save clean sheet on December 18th against Kansas City. He has a .905 save percentage, a 3.31 goals against average. Starting defensive pairing, he's been outstanding as of late. Corey Thomas, 6'5" and 215 pounds. He's the tallest of all the Grizzlies. He'll be paired up with the Grizzlies captain, Connor McDonald. Connor's got 2 goals and 7 assists in 36 games. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Dylan Fitz, who has 5 goals in his last 10 games. He has 8 overall this season. Cam Strong has 6 goals and 2 assists in 37 games. And the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who has 4 goals and 8 assists in a Grizzlies uniform. He started the year and had 6 assists with the Fort Wayne Comets. Scratches tonight for the Grizzlies. Garrett Metcalf is the third goaltender. Also out of the Grizzlies lineup is Joey Kolatarsi, Jordan Stone, as well as forwards Zach Sekos, Johnny Walker, Christian Simeone, and Vladislav Mikalchuk. Rapid City's scratches tonight: Zach Court, Whelan Parrish, Brett Gravel, John Martin, and the former Grizzly Garrett Klotz. Grizzlies wearing the Guns and Hoses jersey. To know what those look like, go to the Grizzlies social media channels. White numbers in the back, a little bit of blue mixed in as well. It's a very sharp look. Rapid City wearing a black jersey tonight with white numbers, white lettering in the back, and a little bit of red mixed in. As we got a great crowd settled in here, and the crowd's still filing in here. Looks like traffic might be a little bit tough outside. Hopefully everybody's able to find a parking spot. This place is going to fill up to capacity by the time we get to about midway through the first period. As this Guns and Hoses night, and the Grizzlies want to thank the police officers and firefighters locally as they do so much for us. And it's a special night here at Maverik Center every year, and the crowd is always spectacular, and we hope that the game is going to match that and be a spectacular contest. When we come back here, we'll have face-off here at Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Rush coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Join us in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. It's time now for our national.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. We got our national anthem here on us. A great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Grizzlies are looking to win their fourth in a row as they've won each of the first two games of this series. On Wednesday night, they got a 3-1 victory as Andrew Nelson had 1 goal and 1 assist. Cameron Wright and Brandon Cutler each added goals. And how about Brandon Cutler last night in the very jersey that I'm wearing this evening? Brandon Cutler last night scored 4 goals and 2 assists. Terran Pfizer had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Andrew Nelson had 1 goal and 2 assists. How about Andrew Nelson over the last 2 games? He's got 2 goals and 3 assists. And Brandon Cutler has a 4-game point-scoring streak, and he's got 6 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games. A guy, he's been unbelievable, and because of that, I'm riding the hot hand. He's my pick to click tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, he's been really good, but I think I'm gonna go against that. I'm gonna go with Jordan Martell. I'm going with the Rooster. He was so close to having a goal last night. He had a wide open net, and he hit the post. I think he slept on that. That's in the back of his mind. I think he's going to come out and have a killer of a game.
We'll see what Lucas Preek does against his former team. Obviously, he's one of those goaltenders. He's very outgoing, and we'll see how he does against some of his former teammates. Obviously, the roster changes quite a bit from year to year as they have got the ceremonial puck drop at center ice with Rapid City's captain Kenton Helgeson and Connor McDonald of the Grizzlies. And we got the best crowd of the season projected here tonight. Last night, it was the biggest crowd that we'd had to date this season, a crowd of 7,328. We're here at Maverik Center, and we got a good one here as the Grizzlies are wearing their specialty jerseys. They're auctioned off on the Dash Auction app as Grizzlies at center ice now as we got another ceremonial puck drop. Earlier today, we had 2 charity games. The Guns defeated the Hoses in both games. In the first contest, it was an 8-2 game, and then the second game was a thrilling 6-5 game where the Guns had a little bit of a lead and then the Hoses just kept battling back. It turned into a 1-goal game, and what a thriller it was. As we got the Grizzlies game against the Rush here, as we got some more ceremonial puck drops. I think I just ran into that guy during the concourse. He's going to be dropping the puck here before we get underway. Remember, this is the third of a 6-game homestand. The Grizzlies will host the Allen Americans for a 3-game set this upcoming Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com or call 801-988-8000. As we mentioned, Lucas Preek is in net. He's got one shutout this season. That was against Kansas City on December 18th. Starting defensive pairing is Corey Thomas and Connor McDonald. Starting forwards, Dylan Fitz, Cam Strong, and the Rooster, Jordan Martell. In net for Rapid City is Danil Chechelev, who's making his 31st appearance this season. He'll be backed up by Adam Carlson. Rapid City is at the 500 mark this year with a record of 20-20-1. Utah's got a record of 18-20-1 this season, as the Grizzlies have been outstanding in the month of January. Utah in 11 games in January has a record of 7-3-1. They've scored 35 goals in 11 games in January, led by Cameron Wright, who's in the lineup for the Grizzlies tonight. He's got 8 goals and 4 assists in 11 games in January. Guy with a big crowd here tonight. We only got to a fast start to get the crowd going.
Yeah, Tyson, I think that's going to be key. This is an excellent crowd right now. I don't know if you guys can hear how loud they are through what is the best crowd mic in the league that I've got on right now, but they are loud, and they're ready to cheer on the Grizzlies.
On center ice is won by Rapid City, and we're underway as the rush skate from left to right as we see it from high top section 114 as Ilya Nikolaev skates towards the left circle, takes a shot that bounces off the skate of Connor McDonald as it goes back to the rush in the left point. As Nelson fires towards the net, it's blocked about 15 feet in front of Preek as Fitz will move it ahead. Pass ahead to the Rooster, connects left side. Rooster just outside the circle, dance around, falls down. He'll feed it towards Fitz, but it's taken by Logan Nelson, who will drift it to the far corner for Carter Robertson. Fitz gets it, spins it behind the net. Nelson gets it, and he'll throw it out to center ice looking for Aliardi. It goes behind him. Thomas will nudge it ahead, but it's taken away by Nelson. Logan Nelson skates towards the right circle, takes a shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to the far side, taken by Taryn Pfizer, who had a great game last night. Pfizer crosses center ice. Over to Tyler Penner, left wing. Penner will bounce it off his stick as it rolls back towards Pfizer. Now Cutler, last night's hero, will spin it around to the right side, taken by Pfizer. Pfizer drops it off to the right point for Nelson. Across to Shearer. Shearer wearing number 10 will take a lefty shot that goes wide. We could have had a spot there in the right corner of the net. Now it goes back over to Pfizer. Pfizer looks to center it towards Cutler. He takes a shot and fanned on it. Cutler gets it back, throws it to Pfizer in the far corner. Grizzlies get it up top for Nilsson. Nilsson being shadowed by Calder Brooks, who had 2 goals last night. Pfizer, right side, tried to get it back towards Nilsson, and it's poked away. As Calder Brooks will move it ahead to Roy Cairns, 2-on-2. Cairns stops in the right circle, drops it off for Marshall, who will throw it towards the right side. Marshall centers it, picked off by Shearer, but we get a whistle and a penalty, and Andrew Nilsson has some words for Matt Marshall. Now Kenton Helgeson will skate over there to confront Nilsson. It looks like Andrew Nilsson's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 18:28 left in the first. As Nilsson will serve 2 minutes. Slashing is going to be the call. If you or someone you know been charged with a DUI, Rogers and Russell is Utah's #1 DUI defense team. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's #1 DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Nilsson, time of penalty 132 in. Rapid City's power play scored 2 goals last night. They were 2 for 6. They were 17.2% this season. Off the draw, Rapid City wins it. Zolsdorf with a shot. It gets redirected by a stick and falls in front of Preek as Rapid City skates towards the near boards. As Utah lifts it, Cameron Wright will lift it towards the rush zone, taken by Zolsdorf as Rapid City skates from left to right. As Logan Nelson, right side, gets cut off. Grizzlies get the puck. Right, left circle. Feeds it off the end wall. Nikolaev battles as he pokes it away from Keaton Jamison. Jamison's been outstanding in the month of January. He's got 9 points in 11 games in January. As Rapid City still in their own zone early in the power play. As Logan Nelson skates towards his left, crosses center ice. He'll feed it to Nikolaev, left point. He'll spin it around the boards, back to the right corner. As Aliardi skates over there. Grizzlies get it. McDonald spins along the boards. It hits the stand. It's hits something really awkwardly along the wall and goes all the way in the Rapid City zone. Grizzlies make a line change. Chechelev feeds it out to center ice, taken by Fitz. Fitz will dish it back to Victor Bartley. Now across to Shearer. Shearer ahead to Fitz. As Fitz at center ice gets it, he'll skeet towards his right, fans on a pass. Chiarenza takes it away. Chiarenza over to Calder Brooks. Now back to the rush as Colton Leader skates around his net. Leader's got good speed halfway through the power play. So feed it to the right side for Marshall. He'll bounce it off the boards on the far side as it rolls behind Parik's net. As Rapid City gets it, skates towards the near side. Brooks drops it up for Marshall. Back to Brooks in the right corner. Now back up top for Marshall. Out to the left side for Leader. Back to Marshall wearing number 22. He'll throw it back to Leader. Leader on the right point. Feeds it across to Chiarenza. Left side shot saved by Parik. Rebound bounces out to the right circle. Grizzlies take it away from Marshall. As Pfizer, 11 goals this season. He'll skeet towards the left side. Team's making a line change around him. So Pfizer just holds on to the puck. He gets double teamed and gets hit by Max Coda. Rush come back the other way. Marshall gains center ice and he gets hit by Cam Strong. Brooks takes it. He'll skeet towards his left. He's now on the left point. He's double teamed as Brooks will wrap it around the boards. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies as Andrew Nelson's out of the box. And now right side, Karen shot saved by Parik. Martin gets it. Bryson Martin throws it towards center ice. It goes past Andrew Nelson. No icing as the Grizzlies complete a line change. 16-15 left in the first and counting. Still no score. Rapid City's taking the first two shots of the game. As rush cross center ice. Lucas Fuku had a goal last night. Skeets towards the left circle. Take a shot and it goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. Now it's in the right circle. As Keanu Yamamoto feeds ahead to Fuku. Couldn't handle it. Now looked like Alex Carlson over to the far goal line as Preek kicks the net open. 15:54 left in the first. We saw that a few times last night. It looks like the ice surface might be a little bit soft here early on.
Yeah, Tyson, it does. But how about the Grizzlies' penalty kill? Once again, going out and doing a fantastic job. And last night we saw a shift in momentum after the Grizzlies took the first penalty of the game. Were able to kill that off. And not too long after that, they went down and scored a goal. So I wonder if we could see the same thing happen here tonight.
Coming into play tonight, the Grizzlies 50 of 54 on the penalty kill over the last 11 games. Now it's 51 of 55 over the last 11 plus. Draw's going to be on the far side to put the net back in place. We're just early on. Fans still filing in here on Guns N' Hoses night as the Grizzlies win the draw over to the right side as Shearer gets blasted. Grizzlies skate from right to left as Jamison will nudge it ahead to right, left wing. Right, trying to throw it across to Arabia. Bounced off his chest. Goes back to center ice. Shearer feeds it back to Nilsson. Out to the left side for Jamison. Jamison back in his own zone. He'll dish it out to the left side for Arabia. It goes past him. And it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies with 15 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first.
Tyson, I like the way that Parik has played so far in this game. He's already got a few shots in. And remember, in the last game that we saw him in Tulsa, he led in 2 goals on the first 2 shots. And so I think he's come back, had a really nice start to this game, and he looks solid so far.
Parik's got good size at 6'4" and 195 pounds. Logan Nelson will take the draw against Jamison. It's won by Rapid City. They're in the offensive zone. Marshall with a shot. It gets redirected in the score. Carter Robertson fired the shot from the right point. Got redirected by Alex Aliardi. And the Rush have taken a 1-0 lead. For Alex Aliardi, it'll be his 14th goal of the season.
Well, Tyson, I don't think there was a whole lot that Parik could have done on that one. There was a cluster of bodies out in front of him. And a really good job by the Rush skaters to get a stick on that one. Looks like it was Aliardi, but not a whole lot Parik could have done on that.
That's one of those where there was 2 Rush skaters. It was Aliardi and Logan Nelson extending their sticks, and it hit Aliardi, who's fired up as he gets his second goal of the series as he scored a shorthanded tally for Rapid City on Wednesday night. And the series opener is the Rush draw first blood. They've scored first in 2 of the 3 games in this series. Puck at center ice. Grizzlies try to dump it in. Rapid City lose their stick. Nelson wants a penalty, but none to be had as Grizzlies step over the line. Pfizer drops it off for Penner. Back around the boards behind Utah's net. Rapid City gets his. Carter Robertson will skate ahead. Robertson will skate towards the near side. Now he'll reverse field and throw a pass out to Quinn Wickers, who fires it out to center ice looking for Nelson. It got redirected, so no icing. Rush make a line change as they lead 1-0 5 minutes in. It's Victor Bartley. Will drop it back off as Corey Thomas throws it to center ice. Passes behind Aaron Tho and Brandon Cutler. Rush skate down the middle. Calder Brooks will take a lefty shot. Saved by Parik, and the puck flies out of play. As Calder Brooks had 2 goals last night and 17 on the season. 14:37 left in the first. The Rush taking the first 3 shots on goal, and they lead 1-0.
Oh, thanks.
Nick Hayes bringing us a drink. I think one of them's a Coca-Cola and one of them's Dr. Pepper. We'll find out during the timeout which one is which. Is this going to become a thing? People are just going to give us drinks? I wouldn't mind.
Thanks to Colby last night, and thanks to Nick Hayes tonight.
Draws me in the left circle. Hey, we'll take it anytime we can.
Best in the league.
We could go for a hot dog right now, by the way. Draw the far side, taken by Rapid City. As the rush, left point, lefty shot kick saved by Parikh. That last shot was taken by Tyson Helgeson. As Martell feeds it towards the near corner. As Utah moves it ahead. As Cam Strong gets hit pretty hard by Rory Chiarenza at the Utah blue line. As the puck is in the Grizzlies zone. Rolls back towards McDonald, who clears it out to center. Tyson Helgeson skates back towards his blue line. He'll feed it across to his brother, Kenton Helgeson. Kenton, a former Grizzly, was with the club many years ago. Grizzlies skate over to the right side. Rooster with a shot. He scores! Jordan Martell gets his 5th of the year, and we're tied at 1. Well, Martell is left all alone in the right circle, and your pick to click finally gets one there, his 5th of the year, as he missed the net last night. Jordan Martell didn't miss this one.
Yeah, Tyson, he missed the net last night, hit the post. This shot, he doesn't miss. It's an absolute laser into the back of the net. And now the Grizzlies have tied this game up at 1. What a response.
That's Martell's 5th of the year. The assists are going to go to Cam Strong and Dylan Fitz. Already a lot of action here in the first segment of play. Rapid City scored 4:32 and with Aliardi getting his 14th of the year, with Nelson and Carter Robertson getting the assists. And now the Rooster, Jordan Martell, scores 5:55 in. About a minute and a half later, with, as I said, Fitz and Strong getting the assists.
Well, Tyson, that line has been so good for the Grizzlies recently. They've been their most consistent line, and here they are again, cashing in.
Draw at center ice here. The fans still filing in here on Guns N' Hoses night as Rapid City wins the face-off. They throw it out to Yamamoto. One-time taps it deep in the Grizzlies zone. As Nilsson skates around the net, he'll feed it ahead. As Keaton Jamison will race out to center ice, get it to Cameron Wright. Wright trying to get it back to Jamison, but Jamison overskated it. Rapid City gets the Colton leader at neutral ice. He'll bounce it off the boards. Nilsson knocked down Max Cota as Parikh spins along the wall for Cameron Wright. He feeds ahead, but it's taken away by Cota. Cota, he'll skate towards the right corner, takes a shot saved by Parikh. Rapid City pokes it back towards the near boards. They're in the offensive zone. Yamamoto over towards leader. Now across. Lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Zolsdorf. Back to the left circle. Grizzlies get it. As Cam Strong will carry it out to neutral ice. Cut off by Zolsdorf. Zolsdorf gets hit by Raby. Zolsdorf feeds it towards the near side of neutral ice for Yamamoto. Spin it around the boards. Puck goes back to the left point. Logan Nelson gets it. He gets it poked away. As the Grizzlies cross center ice, it's Brandon Cutler. Cutler skates towards the right point. Steps over the blue line. He'll feed it towards the end wall as Carter Robertson delivers a hit. Victor Bartley spins it back around. Now Utah behind the net. Grizzlies feed it out in front. Shot saved by Chechelev. Boy, great stop by the Rapid City goaltender as Utah was over towards the near side, fed a centering pass out in front. But boy, what a save by Chechelev as we stayed a 1-1 game. That last shot, I think, was taken by Kyle Pouncey, who's still looking for his first goal of the season. 12:55 left in the first. We're tied at 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Now we're tied at 1 as Rapid City scored first, 4:34 in as Alex Aliardi redirected a Carter Robertson shot. Logan Nelson also got an assist. And the Grizzlies responded 5:55 in as Jordan Martell gets his 5th of the year with Dylan Fitz and Cam Strong getting the assists. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 4-2. As off the draw, shot saved by Chechelev. 12:50 is left in the first period. Hopefully everybody was able to find a parking spot. That's why I got here about 12 hours before game time. I wanted to make sure I secured my parking spot.
Well, that was a smart move. And we also got to see the charity games, which were a lot of fun. That second game was crazy.
The Guns ended up sweeping the 2 games in the charity. 8-2 in the first game and 6-5 in the second. As Utah wins the faceoff. Right side, Pfizer shot, and it's blocked And a foot race towards the Utah blue line. Pfizer goes down. No penalty as Logan Nelson skates towards the left circle. He'll skate in on Parikh. Parikh's on his backside as the puck still along the boards. And Utah in the corner. Pfizer gets it. He'll throw it across the Cutler. It's behind him. Cutler gets it off the boards. He'll skate over the offensive line onside. Cutler skates left side. Shot. Stick saved by Chiarenza. Rebound goes out to Pfizer on the right point. He feeds it to the corner. Rapid City takes it away. Tyson Helgeson across to his brother Kenton. Kenton's the captain of the Rush. Second straight year he's been their captain. He throws it in. Arentho catches it and drops it, and he'll nudge it ahead to Cam Strong. Strong on the left side, just outside the circle. Strong on the left point, feeds it to the high slot for McDonald to take a shot, and it goes wide. Chechelev's glove side is his right, his stick side's his left. As Rapid City along the near boards, Marshno overskates it. Rooster gets it poked away. As Chiarenza along the boards at neutral ice. Dylan Fitz will backhand it in. Strong gets in the left circle, center pass, shot, hits the pipe. Jordan Martell looking for a second game, but it hit the pipe. Rapid City trying to clear it out. It bounces off as Strong. It rolls towards the far circle. Taken by Calder Brooks. Brooks, 8.5 minutes into the game. We're tied at 1. Crosses center ice and dumps it in. Brooks gets the puck. He got 2 goals last night. He gets hit by Fitz near the corner. Though delivers a push as a puck rolls towards the near side. As Alex Carlson collides with Martell. As Shearer's over in the area trying to hack away with it from Brooks. Chiarenza gets it. He gets knocked down. No penalty. As Dylan Fitz behind his net. Will feed it to the far side. Grizzlies will tap it off the boards. Goes back to Alex Carlson as the Grizzlies make a line change. It's a rush. Feed it ahead. It bounced off the stick of Keegan Iverson and flies into the Grizzlies zone. Nelson ahead to Jamison. Now to Raby along the near wall. Raby gets around Carter Robertson. Robertson a good player. He goes back to Leader. He'll kick it off a Grizzlies skate and goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Parikh behind the net. Throws to the far side for Nilsson. Nilsson will bounce it off the far boards. Grizzlies get it. 2-on-2. Utah nudges ahead to Raby. Raby skates towards the right corner, being shadowed by Robertson. Robertson cuts off Raby. Now puck behind Rapid City's net. Cameron Wright over there as well. Jamison surveying as Raby gets pushed. Puck glides towards the near corner. Shearer gets it. He'll throw it to the left side for Jamison. He'll take a righty shot. It's blocked by Wickers. As Shearer in the left point fires towards the net. Chechelev makes a glove save and holds on with 10:23 left in the first. A lot of action there and good play by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, and I think this is one of those games where we'd really like to have Tim Broussard to give us a good goaltending analysis on Chechelev. But I'll say this. Chechelev seems to like to play really down low. He likes to play from his knees. He likes to sprawl out. A well-placed shot in the top corner of the net would easily go past him. And I think that's what we saw in the Jordan Martell goal. So I think if you're Ryan Kanasowicz, your memo to the Grizzlies is shoot high.
Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 4-3 as we're tied at 1. As Rapid City wins the faceoff, Aliardi ahead to Nikolaev. Nikolaev crosses center ice. Right wing tried to dump it in. It's taken away by Bartley. The Grizzlies will ricochet off the far boards. Tyler Penner crosses center ice. The Iron Man throws it to the left corner. Grizzlies chase after it and goes back to Rapid City. It's Nikolaev will feed it ahead to Aliardi, the Rapid City goal scorer. He'll skate down the middle. Now he'll veer off to the right as he steps over the blue line. Aliardi will fire towards the net, taken away by Utah. Puck glides towards the near boards as Cutler feeds it across to Bartley. Bartley back in front of Parikh. Now he skates north-south. They'll feed a left wing pass as Bryson Martin crosses center ice. Martin will spin it along the wall as Cutler comes off the ice after a stick broke. As Rapid City lifts it high into the air, goes out to center ice, gloved and dropped by Fitz. He skates towards the Grizzlies blue line. Leader has his pass picked off by Pfizer. Across to Fitz. Fitz gains the line, but he's offside. Grizzlies argue the case. Does Cam Strong? The draw is going to come back to neutral ice with 9:27 left in the first.
Tyson, I really like the way that the Grizzlies responded to letting in the first goal of the game. Ever since that point, it seems like the Grizzlies have been pushing the agenda on the offensive side of the game.
Faceoff's going to be at neutral ice. Cam Strong will take it. Strong's played a good two-way game here for the Grizzlies this season. He's got 6 goals and 2 assists in 37 games. He's really been good over the last month. As Utah wins the draw and spins it along the near boards, goes back over towards Fitz. He centers it. Rapid City picks it off. They throw it out to neutral ice. Now they cross center. As Calder Brooks gains the line, skates down the middle, take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on with 9:12 left in the first. And I don't think it's a bad thing for Rapid City to fire some shots at Lucas Parikh because you want to see him get in a rhythm because it seems like in all the times I've seen Lucas Parikh, he seems to be better with the more shots he sees.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that. I think that the shots that the Rush are getting on Parikh, the Grizzlies defense is doing a good job of making those shots manageable, a little bit more routine saves, so Parikh can get into that rhythm and really settle into this game.
Draw's going to be in the far circle. 9:12 left in the first. We're tied at 1. Draw one by Rapid City. It's a rush. 500 team this year. Left point. Shot and score. Gwen Wickers fired towards the net, and it looks like for the second time here in the first period, it got redirected. Rory Chiarenza is going to skate to the bench first, and it looks like Chiarenza has picked up his 15th goal of the season. 9:08 left in the first period. It's a rush 2, and the Grizzlies won.
Well, Tyson, once again, the rush stack a bunch of skaters in front of Parikh, kind of screen his vision, take a shot from the point, gets deflected out in front. There's not a whole lot Lucas could have done on that one.
It was a very similar play to Rapid City's first goal. Different points. The first one was in the right point, the second one was in the left point, but very similar type of goals that Rapid City scored. As Utah gets the puck in the offensive zone after winning the faceoff, Rat Rush lead 2-1 as Cameron Wright battling with Carter Robertson. Wright throws over to Jamison, centering pass, shot, saved by Chechlev. Rebound goes out to the right point as Nilsson feeds it across to Wright. Wright tried to nudge it across to Jamison out in front of the net. It goes back to Wright. Right in the left side, gets hit. Jamison takes the shot, and it's blocked. Raby over to Nilsson. Nilsson trying to get it across. It bounced off a Rapid City stick. Now Nilsson feeds it across to Jamison. Hit his skate and goes wide. And it's taken away by Marshall. 3-on-2. Marshall feeds it across. It bounced off the skate of Roy Chiarenza. Chiarenza scored Rapid City's second goal on a redirection. 10:52 in. Grizzlies skate around the net as Raby will drop it off for Nilsson. Grizzlies make a line change. So do the Rush. Rapid City has outshot Utah 6-4 as the Grizzlies skate down the middle. Nilsson will feed a right wing pass to Penner. Penner skates to the corners. He gets pushed by Tyson Helgeson, who's a physical player. His brother Kenton behind the net feeds over to the far side. Rush skate from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114 as Max Cota skates in, but he's offside, and we'll get the whistle. We'll get the face-off back to neutral ice. On Rapid City's goal, 10:52 in, that gave him a 2-1 lead. It's Roy Chiarenza getting his 15th of the year. Quinn Wickers picking up his 4th assist as Wickers originally took the shot in the left point and it got redirected by Roy Chiarenza. I imagine another assist might be added later on. Draw is going to be near the Grizzlies bench. It's won by Utah. As Bryson Martin over to Bartley, the former NHL product, goes out to neutral ice. Kenton Helgeson nudged Brandon Cutler in the back, no penalty. As now it's in the Rapid City zone as Keegan Iverson will move it ahead to Max Cota. Ahead to Lucas Fuke. Fuke tried to reach it, but couldn't get it. And icing is called on the Rush with 7:36 left in the first. You know who's in attendance tonight? Here on Press Road? The commissioner, Ryan Creelan.
Oh, boy.
The commissioner's in the house tonight.
Well, we got ECHL royalty here tonight. We've got the commissioner. We've got the director of officiating to our right.
And we got Rapid City broadcaster Brian Gardner also here.
That's right. Good lineup here on Press Row.
And you and I are also here as well, and Kiki Crum. As Grizzlies offensive zone draw, they win it. Pfizer over to Martin on the right side. Back towards Pfizer. A bounce off of him goes to the corner as Max Cota. Pfizer gets the puck right there on the right side. He'll get it to Cutler around the net. Cutler tries to feed it out in front and bounced off a Rush skater over towards the near corner. Cutler gets it back. He'll throw it up top for Bartley. Now across to Martin. Back to Bartley on the left side. Over to Cutler along the near wall. Cutler gets pushed by Tyson Helgeson. Rapid City takes it away. Keegan Iverson feeds out to center ice. Lucas Fuke crosses center, and he'll drive a shot in on Parikh, who makes a save. Both teams make a line change. 7 minutes left in the first period. Rush lead 2-1 on 2 redirections. Aliardi takes it. He'll skate towards the left circle. Takes a shot. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on. It's the 9th shot taken seen by Parikh. He has stopped 7 of them so far. The only 2 goals by Rapid City were on redirections. Aliardi, 4:34 in, and then Rory Chiarenza redirecting a Quinn Wickers shot, 10:52 in.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that both of those shots came on redirections. I think Rapid City's memo coming into this game was get skaters in front of Parikh and just try and get tips in, and that's what they've done. If you're the Grizzlies, you got to find a way to clear the crease. You can't let that happen.
Rapid City wins the face-off in the offensive zone. Left point, Zoldorf shot. Pad saved by Parikh as it goes back to Dylan Fitz. Fitz across to Martel, who's already got a goal tonight. Martel dumps it into the corner, chases after it. He collides with Alex Carlson. Rapid City in the left point. Aliardi will nudge it across to Nilsson. Nilsson rink wide pass to Nikolaev, who gets it poked away by McDonald at neutral ice. As Fitz gets spun around by Aliardi. Now another collision as we get a whistle. It looks like we got a penalty as Nikolaev and Connor McDonald exchange some words and a couple pushes at the Utah blue line. And it looks like it's going to be McDonald that goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. It looks like he's the only one to get a penalty, so it's going to be a power play for Rapid City.
Well, Tyson, the Grizzlies came out and are 1 for 1 on the penalty kill so far in this game. You're going to have to stand tall and be up to the task again here.
It looked like McDonald threw a push there at Nikolaev. Cross-checking is going to be the call. Time of penalty, 13:30 into the first period. Chris Hagan says it was slashing. It was really a cross-check, and then it looked like there was another signal there by the official. Making me wonder if it was like 2 penalties on the same play. I think it's just going to be 1, though. 6:30 left in the first. Make sure to go to the Grizzlies team store and get a lot of good stuff. Guy and I were there earlier today. I was thinking about getting a jersey hoodie. I think I'm going to do that next week for the Allen series. And you can also get some game-worn jerseys. Not that different from the one I'm wearing tonight, which is the jersey that Brandon Cutler scored 4 goals in last night. As Utah wins the face-off and clears it off a stanchion, and it goes deep into the rush zone. As Colton Leader chases after it. Leader's got 1 goal and 6 assists in 23 games. He's played forward and defense for the Rush. As the Rush feed it out towards the Utah blue line, Bartley gets the bouncing puck, and he clears it back into the rush zone. As Leader skates around his own net, he's got good speed. Leader feeds over to the left side. Brooks gains the line, dumps it off the end wall as Coda gets blasted by Victor Bartley. Up top for Leader, he's in the high slot. They'll throw a right wing pass to Marchino, back to Leader, behind the back from Marchino. Leader over to Marchino, right side, just outside the circle near the boards. Now up top for Leader, back to Marchino, right point. They'll feed it towards the near goal line for Calder Brooks. I try to feather it across to Chiarenza. Grizzlies got a stick in the way, and clearing it out is Cameron Wright. Chechlev behind his net. He's got Calgary Flames colored pads. Chechlev, former draft pick of Calgary. As the Flames throw it out to center ice for the Rush. As Aliardi gets to the left side for Nikolaev, who dumps it in. Martin spins it around the boards. Nelson on the right side gets it. They'll throw it up top to Zolsdorf. Zolsdorf fakes a pass to his left. Now he skates to his left and drops off to the right point for Nelson. Back to Zolsdorf. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on. 41 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. 5:11 left in the first period. Rush still lead 2-1.
Tyson, I like the way the Grizzlies penalty kill has come out so far in this penalty. But you got to think, it's a 2-1 game. It could have gone the other way, but a 2-1 game for the Grizzlies if Jordan Marshall just didn't hit the post on that opportunity.
Draws going to be taken in the left circle. Second power play for Rapid City tonight. Utah, 51 of 55 over the last 12-plus games on the penalty kill. The Allen Americans will be in town for a 3-game series beginning on Wednesday night for a Bud Light College night. Faceoff's going to be at 7:10. As Rapid City wins the draw, they're on the power plays. Leader spins it along the boards. Corey Thomas gets it in the right corner. He gets spun around, keeps the puck as Thomas will skate over towards the far side. He'll nudge it along the far boards. Yamamoto back to Leader. He trying to feather it out in front to Nikolaev. Pass goes wide. Now it goes to the right point for Nelson. Nelson up top for Zolsdorf. Now to the left side for Aliardi. Aliardi surveys. He'll throw it off the near boards for Nelson, but it took a strange bounce and goes back into the Rapid City zone as Nelson couldn't keep it in. Rush across center ice. Zolsdorf gains the line again. Zolsdorf back to Nelson. He's wide open. He skates down the middle. Shot saved by Parikh. The puck flies off his pads and out of play off the protective netting. 4:30 left in the first as McDonald's out of the penalty box. We're back to skating 5-on-5. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies again.
Yeah, Tyson, how many times have we said that over the last couple of weeks? Grizzlies penalty kill is on fire right now. They've done a really good job.
Time out on the ice. We're back in 1 minute. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. back to Utah Grizzlies hockey as we're tied at where Rapid City leads 2-1 as they redirected two shots. Alex Aliardi, 4:34 in. And the Grizzlies got on the board 5:55 in as Jordan Martell got his 5th of the year as he scored from the right circle. And then Rory Cairns redirecting a Quinn Wicker shot, 10:52 in, and that's where we stand now. Everybody having a good time over in the suite in section 113. Shaw's going to be in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Action's been in the Grizzlies zone quite a bit here in the first period. As Utah wins the draw, Andrew Nilsson along the near boards. Grisby nearby in row 1 standing up. Puck goes to Yamamoto as he'll skate in. He gets cut off, so he couldn't get a shot off. Good defensive play by Shearer. Rapid City to the left side, takes a righty shot, and it's blocked. Utah gets stripped up out in front of the net, and it's going to be called. Rapid City took a shot that was blocked about 10 feet in front of Preek. The Grizzly got tripped up, and Keanu Yamamoto is going to pick up a penalty for Rapid City. So I think if I remember right, for the first time tonight, Utah's going to be on the power play. 2 minutes for tripping, 4:09 left in the first.
Yeah, Tyson, and this is a perfect chance for the Grizzlies to tie this thing up. The power play was excellent last night. Let's see if they can get that going again here tonight.
Utah's power play was 3 for 7 last night. They're 20.9% this season. And in the month of January, Utah's power play is 12 for 43. As Keanu Yamamoto, time of his penalty, 15:51 in, 2 minutes for tripping. Draws going to be in the right circle. Watch out for Andrew Nilsson, who's been good on the power play in this homestand. Nilsson has 18 power play points this year, 4 goals and 14 assists. Draw in the right circle is won by Rapid City. As rush skate down the middle, Kenton Helgeson will lift it towards Preek. Preek stops at about 5 feet in front of his crease and nudges it to Nilsson. Nilsson back in his own zone will skate behind Preek's net. As Nilsson throws it to the near side for Cutler. Cutler 4 goals last night, crosses center ice, skates over to the left point, bounces off of Jamison onto Chechilev, who will throw it back towards the far side. Now Cameron Wright skates towards his right. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Chechilev as the referee is hurt. But one of the 2 referees are down in the near corner. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, is going to go look at him. As something happened over in the near corner, and the referee is in some serious pain. There's 2 referees tonight, Tyler Haskell and Riley Brace. The 2 linesmen are Craig Peterson and James McKenna. Let's see if we can spot. Wish I had my binoculars on tonight. These glasses can only do so much. See which referee's down. I think it's Haskell that's down as Riley Brace is going to skate towards center ice. So it's Tyler Haskell, one of the referees that's down on the ice. And Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer's checking him out with 3:41 left in the first.
Yeah, Tyson, I'm not entirely sure what happened on that play. That is kind of in our blind spot down low but near the near, like by the near corner. But it just looks like he's in a lot of pain. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
1:32 is left in the Grizzlies power play. Their first power play of the game. As Colin Lee looking over the referee. In about 25% of the league games this season, the league's having 2 referees and 2 linesmen. Otherwise, it'd be 1 referee and 2 linesmen. And in this homestand, the Grizzlies have had 2 referees. And I think Tyler Haskell and Riley Brace have actually done a really good job this week.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that. I think in last night's game, you saw a lot of penalties where the game could have easily got out of hand. Tempers were flaring. And I think they did a really good job of making calls that were good, kind of reined in the emotions. And so I like what this crew's done so far this weekend.
Haskell is still down on the ice, and hopefully he'll be okay. As both teams are near their bench area, just looking and hoping that the referee is going to be okay. And there's people in the tunnel almost looking, to see if there's going to be some extra attention. Haskell gets back to his feet. It looks like he is shaken up, though. As it looks like Tyler Haskell is going to be, well, let's see, he's being helped by 2 other officials, by both lines, by the other official, and Colin Lee and another linesman. So it looks like Haskell is going to skate off the ice, and we'll be down to 1 referee and 2 linesmen. As Tyler Haskell now skates off the ice, Riley Brace will be the only referee with Craig Peterson and James McKenna, the linesman. So hopefully he'll be okay. That does give the Grizzlies, if you think about it, 28 seconds into a power play, does give them a little bit of rest so they can keep that top power play line out there featuring Pfizer and Nilsson up top.
Yeah, Tyson, it does. And for the Grizzlies, that could be just what they needed to get jump-started here.
It's actually Cutler up top, Pfizer down low with Jamison who takes the face off and Cameron Wright. As Utah wins the draws, Cutler towards the near corner. Cameron Wright over there. 2 Grizzlies and 2 Rush skaters. They feed it up top to Pfizer on the left side. He'll get it across to Nilsson. Nilsson over to the corner. Now back to Wright on the right side. Wright gets pushed down by Nilsson. No call. As Andrew Nilsson throws it ahead for Cutler, loses the puck. Carter Robertson trying to clear it out, and we get a whistle. We get a slashing penalty. Who's it going to be on? I think it's going to be on Rapid City. That gives Utah a 5-on-3 power play for minute 6. Yeah, going to the penalty box is Rory Cairns. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for minute 6 with 3:15 left in the first.
Well, Tyson, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Grizzlies. Perfect opportunity to tie this thing up and maybe even get a +1 lead here if they can score on both penalties. But the Grizzlies, this is a moment in the game where you have to make them pay.
Rory Cairns gets 2 minutes for slashing, 16:45 into the first. So it's a 5-on-3 power play for Utah for minute 6. And then after that, the Grizzlies can stay on a 5-on-4 power play. As the draw won by Utah. Andrew Nilsson to the right side, skates towards his left. Nilsson throws to the right side for Cutler. Now up top for Wright. Wright back to Nilsson. Nilsson switches places with Wright. Nilsson back to Wright over to Nilsson. One-timer saved by Chechelev. Behind the net, Grizzlies skate towards the corner as Cutler gets held up by Kenton Helgeson. Now the puck reverses back towards the far corner. Jamison gets it up top for Nilsson. Nilsson will throw it to Pfizer on the left side. Now to Wright, back to Pfizer in the left corner. As Pfizer switches places with Wright. Now Pfizer feeds over to the right side for Cutler, who accepts the pass. Cutler switches places with Pfizer. Now Cutler skates towards the left circle. Back to Nilsson. One-timer, he scores! Andrew Nilsson gets his 7th of the year as we're tied at 2. And the important thing is the Grizzlies scored in the 5-on-3 portion of that power play, so they stay on the power play for the next minute and 20.
Tyson, Andrew Nilsson has a heck of a shot, and there's a lot of puck movement on that power play. Not a whole lot of shots. Seems like they were setting it up just for Andrew Nilsson to take that shot, and it's a drill right into the back of the net.
That's Nilsson's 5th power play goal of the season and his 7th overall. Grizzlies work the puck around pretty well. They're still on the power play. It's now a 5-on-4 power play for the next minute 20. Rory Cairns is still in the penalty box. As Rapid City wins the draw, Quinn Wickers back in his own zone, clears it all the way out. Puck rolls towards Parikh, who feeds it to the near corner. James Shearer gets it across. Brandon Cutler had 6 points last night, gets an assist. Bryson Martin throws to the left side for Shearer. He feeds it across the right side for Martell. He gets poked away. Arm is raised by the linesman. I think Utah's offside with 2:11 left in the first.
Tyson, this place absolutely erupted with that Andrew Nilsson goal. We've got a fantastic crowd, and you mentioned in the pregame the Grizzlies were going to need to feed off of that energy. Now they've got that energy. Let's see if they can get another goal out of it.
Brandon Cutler has been unbelievable here in this homestand, and he gets his 6th assist of the season on the rocket from Andrew Nilsson. Action in the rush zone as Utah on the power play for the next 48 seconds. As Wright gets it taken away by Leader. Another Grizzly feeds it back towards the far corner. Shearer loses a stick. Rapid City gets it and clears it on to Parikh. Parikh gets it and he'll throw an outlet pass to Nilsson. Nilsson feeds it to Cutler at the center ice logo. Cutler will skate in. He'll drop it. He'll skate towards the left point. Spin it around the boards. He's back to Cameron Wright, who's trying to get it back to Cutler. It's cut off by Rapid City, who feeds it over to Colton Leader. Leader ahead to Logan Nelson, who crosses center ice. Nelson skates towards left circle, takes a shot. Saved by Parikh. Lucas thought about holding on, and it looks like he did as he got the whistle to blow. As for a second, Parikh thought about whether to cover it up or nudge it ahead to Pfizer. And Parikh covered it up just enough to get the whistle with 1:33 left here in the first period and 18 seconds left in a Grizzlies power play.
That was a good save by Parikh. Really had to work for that one. And he's had a really good start to this game.
Well, it looks like Logan Nelson's really off to a good start for Rapid City. He was one of their best forwards last season. He's got 33 points in 36 games this year, and he's got good size at 6'1" and 210. Ilya Nikolaev will take the draw on the left circle against Cam Strong. Strong wins the face-off as Corey Thomas skates around his net. He'll throw it to the near side for Raby. Raby crosses center ice, and he'll dish it to the corner. Cam Strong skates over there as Raby gets hit. Strong in the corner gets taken away, and Rapid City clears it out. Lucas Parikh to the side of his net will give it over towards Thomas. Rapid City is back at full strength. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 14-6 in the first period, but we're tied at 2. Grizzlies step over the offensive line. Strong dumps it in. Alex Carlson spins it to the near side as Nikolaev collides with a Grizzly. Utah gets tripped up in the corner, no call. As Ryan Zulsdorf goes across to Carlson. Carlson dumps it in onto Thomas, who fanned on the pass, right point. As Nikolaev drops it off for Chiarenza. Chiarenza's been in the penalty box a couple times in the first period. Zulsdorf skates towards his left. Shot's blocked by Raby. Puck goes back to center ice near the Grizzlies bench. Zulsdorf will backpedal towards his blue line. As 35 seconds left in the period, Zulsdorf ahead to Chiarenza. They'll feed it across to Robertson. Now to center ice for Marchino. Skates into the right point. Marchino over to Chiarenza. Chiarenza skates towards Marchino. Stops and spins it along the wall. Corey Thomas gets it in the far corner. He'll get it ahead to Pouncey, who's playing forward tonight. Pouncey ahead to Penner. Penner crosses center ice, far side, dumps it in. Gloved by Rapid City. They'll feed it off the near boards. 13 seconds left in the period. Bartley gets it. They'll throw it across to Bryson Martin, the former third-round pick of the Sabres. They'll throw it towards Penner, who got a piece of it as it goes deep in the rush zone. Chechelev wanted an ice, but none to be had. 2 seconds. Bartley fires towards the net, and it goes wide. Utah looks to center it from behind the net, and it gets poked away. And that will do it for 20 minutes of play here at Maverik Center as both teams scored 2 goals. For Utah, it was Jordan Martell and Andrew Nilsson finding the back of the net. Rapid City scored on 2 redirections as Alex Aliardi and Rory Chiarenza each scored on tips from the point. Rapid City outshot Utah 14-6 in the first period. When we come back, Guy Chiarenza will recap the first period. We'll also talk some hockey as we're tied at 2 after 20 minutes of play. The Siegfried and Jensen intermission report starts in 2 minutes on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. We're tied at 2. Rapid City outshot Utah 14-6. Guy, what happened in the first 20 minutes of play?
Well, Tyson, it's 2-2 after 20 minutes, and it was really a wild first period. A lot of momentum swings. Here's how we got here. 4:34 into the first period. Rapid City took a 1-0 lead. It's Alex Aliardi out in front, getting a stick on it. His 14th of the year. Deflection out in front. Not a lot Parikh could have done. That's assisted by Robertson and Logan Nelson. But the Grizzlies would respond. Jordan Martell with a lot of speed. Good line rush for the Grizzlies. He gets his 5th of the year. 5:55 into the period, and that ties it at 1. Dylan Fitz and Cam Strong with the assists on that one. And the Grizzlies' third line continues to do good work. Rapid City will then regain the lead. 10:52 into the period. It was Rory Chiarenza. Again, similar to Aliardi's goal. Out in front, got a stick in front. Not a lot Parikh could have done. And it's another deflection goal. It's his 15th of the year, and that's assisted by Quinn Wickers. But the Grizzlies would not go away. They go on the power play. Andrew Nielsen with an absolute bomb from the blue line. makes it a 2-2 game. That was scored 5-on-3. Brandon Cutler with the assist on the power play. And the Grizzlies went 1 for 2 on the power play. Rapid City was 0 for 2. The Grizzlies' penalty kill is perfect thus far. Shots after the first period, Rapid City leads that department 14-6. But the story has been that the Grizzlies have been able to capitalize on their chances when they've been given them. For the Grizzlies, the only skater with 2 shots is Andrew Nielsen. I believe he took most of those shots on the power play. So Tyson, not a lot of whole shots for the Grizzlies, but they're capitalizing on the opportunities that they've got.
Well, you want to get a good quality and good quantity, and the Grizzlies got a good quality there. There's 6 shots, 5 of them were considered scoring chances. Now, Rapid City had plenty of good looks of their own. 8 scoring chances for Rapid City in the first 20 minutes of play. How about the face-off battle? Utah won that 16-8. A lot of hitting. Grizzlies 8 hits in the first period. Rapid City with 4. A lot of giveaways in the first period. Utah had 7 and Rapid City had 6. And so I think if you're the Grizzlies, you're just hanging in there. And I think for Lucas Preek, obviously, as you mentioned, 2 redirection goals. There's not much a goaltender can do in that scenario. And it is big when the Grizzlies had that 5-on-3 power play. You know, somebody once told me if you can't score 5-on-3, then you don't deserve to win the game. And it was a 5-on-3 power play goal for Utah. It's the third 5-on-3 power play goal scored by the Grizzlies this year.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies did a really good job on that power play. Should I draw it up? What do you think? All right, let's draw it up. Here on the YouTube crowd, here we go. I got the board out. Noah Hill loves the board, our good friend and colleague. On the power play, this thing was totally schemed for Andrew Nielsen. So the Rush have about 3 skaters, and they hang out around here. The Grizzlies' goal here, so you've got the 3 Rush skaters in the middle between the 2 circles. The Grizzlies' goal is to get enough puck movement to where these guys are out of position, and for Andrew Nielsen, 44, to lay an absolute bomb on the net. So we saw a lot of shots on the power play. We didn't see a lot of shots on the power play, a lot of puck movement. I was thinking, well, why are the Grizzlies not shooting? You know, you want to get shots in the power play. Every shot's an opportunity. Well, that's what they were waiting for, is they're waiting for get this puck movement so they could get it to number 44 to blast one into the back of the net. It's a good job by the Grizzlies on that power play, just how they drew it up. And so that was the difference here. It made it a 2-2 game.
Well, Nielsen showed that last year, and this year it's the same thing. He's got a rocket for a shot. He doesn't have 6 years of AHL experience for nothing, and we keep forgetting about just the resume that Andrew Nielsen had. Spent some time with the AHL's Toronto Marlies, a former draft pick of the Maple Leafs, and he's got a ton of talent to go along with really a big frame, 6'2" and about 230 pounds, or 6'4" and about 230. And he's somebody that has that experience and has that know-how, and you get him in that position. I think the Grizzlies recently have done an absolutely outstanding job of getting Nielsen some open looks there on one-timers where he can utilize his strengths.
Yeah, Tyson, I think his 2 biggest strengths are 1, his size, and 2, his shot. The guy's got an absolute laser of a shot. And so that whole scheme on that power play was, how do we get the puck to Andrew Nielsen, and how do we create a scoring lane for him where he can take a shot right into the back of the net? And that's what they did on that power play. So credit to the Grizzlies coaching staff, Kanasowicz and Pike, for creating a play for the Grizzlies to succeed on that 5-on-3.
When we come back to the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. And we'll talk some hockey. We got an amazing crowd here, pretty close to a sellout. The upper deck is full, and so is the lower bowl, as we're tied at 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick 6 or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. We're tied at 2, first intermission. We got a pretty good performance going on right there on the ice on the right side. It's Guns and Hoses night. I pretty much think this is a sellout. There's a couple empty seats scattered in, but after all, it's intermission time. And the fans started filing in here pretty good in the middle portion of the first period. Hopefully everybody was able to find a parking spot, as the 2 biggest crowds of the home season last night a crowd of close to 7,400 for here at Maverik Center. In fact, it was 7,382, which is the largest crowd this season up to date. And tonight has surpassed that. I don't know what the exact number is, but I've heard we have close to about 10,000 tickets out for tonight's game. And hopefully we got a crowd of close to about 10,000 here tonight. Golden corridors packed, got all the suites packed, and the upper bowl is packed as well. Great to see.
Oh, Tyson, I mean, I believe it with the 10,000 tickets. This place is absolutely packed. I think it's a sellout. This crowd has been loud, and they've been awesome. The Grizzlies really have fed off that momentum, that power play chance. The fans were hollering, and the Grizzlies were able to feed off of that momentum and score. But it's really awesome to see a full Maverik Center.
And a full slate of games in the league tonight. Maine defeats Norfolk 6-2. Adirondack over Trois-Rivières 5-3. Florida gets a 2-1 overtime victory over South Carolina. Jacksonville over Indy 5-4. Worcester defeats Reading 3-2. Greenville over Savannah 3-1. The Grizzlies will face both teams. And former Grizzly Miles Gendron scored a goal for Greenville. So Gendron gets his first goal in a Greenville uniform. He started the season in Norway and a couple weeks ago signed with Greenville. So Miles Gendron, who wore number 15 for the Grizzlies over the last 2 years, which is now being worn by Cameron Wright, he scores for Greenville in the 3-1 victory over Savannah. Toledo shuts out Kalamazoo 6-0. Halfway through the third period, Newfoundland leads Cincinnati 2-1. Next week's opponent's going to be the Allen Americans. Allen leads Tulsa 4-0 with 15 minutes left in the third period. As Liam Finley's got 2 goals for Allen, he now has 17 this season. Mikael Robidoux is not suspended tonight. He gets his 3rd goal of the season. And Colton Hargrove with his 16th goal of the year. So Allen leads Tulsa 4-0. That game with 15 minutes left in the third. 14 minutes left in the third. Fort Wayne and Iowa are tied at 1. 15 minutes left in the third period. Wheeling leads Kansas City 4-2. First intermission over Idaho Central Arena. No score between Wichita and Idaho. So that's the ECHL scores here on a Saturday night. NHL scoreboard is pretty busy as well. I really like those All-Star jerseys that they're going to be wearing in the NHL All-Star game. They kind of remind me, and they are pretty much like a 1990s throwback, and anything related to the 1990s is something that I'm interested in. It's one of those eras. Kind of, for me, it's an era of innocence. I like the 1990s. It's a great era.
Yeah, Tyson, I bet it sure was. I wasn't around for it, but now they're bringing everything back from the 90s. I just get to relive the best parts of it, so I guess it's the best of both worlds.
That makes me feel old, thinking that you didn't experience the 1990s.
No, I didn't, but I have fond memories of the 2000s and the teens, so I guess that's my era.
I was going to look up some NHL scores, but of course the internet's a little bit slow tonight, which can be the case with so many things going on right now. Looks like finals in the NHL. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, get a 4-2 victory over the Blues. In overtime, the Panthers over the Bruins 4-3. Lightning defeat the Kings 5-2. Senators over the Canadiens 5-0. Flyers get a 4-0 victory over the Jets. Sharks 6, Penguins 4. Golden Knights and Islanders are headed to overtime, tied at 1. First intermission, Sabres and Wild are tied at 1. And starting at 8 o'clock, Chicago is at Edmonton. The Blue Jackets are at the Kraken. And at 8:30, the Coyotes are at the Anaheim Ducks. Guy, you talk about the Grizzlies being a good second period team, and they've been pretty good in the second period in each of the first 2 games of this series. What the Grizzlies need to do here in the second period in order to find a way to get out on top?
Tyson, I think they need to come out, and I think they need to dictate the terms. This is a game that's been largely based off of the transition game and whoever has momentum. We've had a really good crowd here at the Maverik Center. I think they're going to be rocking once the Grizzlies come out of the tunnel. Grizzlies need to take that energy, feed off of it, and go out and get the next goal. And I think after that, they need to find a way to clear the crease and make shots easier for Parik to save.
And I mentioned Kansas City's trailing Wheeling 4-2 halfway through the third period. Now, that's an important game for the Grizzlies in the standings because a Grizzlies victory and a Kansas City regulation loss makes things interesting as Utah would be tied for 4th place in the Mountain Division standings. How's the Mountain Division standings looking right now?
Yeah, Tyson, well, we've got the Idaho Steelheads at number 1 with 63 points. They seem to be the cream of the crop this year, one of the best teams in the league. So they're number 1 in the division. But the Wichita Thunder are second at 49 points. And then 8 points behind them are the Rapid City Rush, who we're seeing here tonight. But it gets really close after that because Kansas City has 39 points and the Grizzlies have 37. So if you think about the Grizzlies winning tonight, they'd just be a few points behind Rapid City. They'd be tied with Kansas City if Kansas City loses. But I think the important thing to note is our upcoming opponent, the Allen Americans, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They've been on a bit of a heater. They're only 2 points back of the Grizzlies right now. They're at 35. So the Mountain Division race is heating up here at the end of January. These become must-win games for the Grizzlies if they want to make a push for the playoffs.
And think about the Grizzlies going to be home quite a bit here in the second half this season. And I think for the Grizzlies, you think about making a run, it's going to be against teams like Rapid City, a club that's a 500 team right now with a record of 20-20-1. And you're thinking about all the home games, and you really think about the last couple months. You're facing an Allen Americans team next week, and Allen is towards the bottom of the standings here in the Mountain Division. So it's a big homestand for the Grizzlies to really gain some ground after a tough month of December, and it's outstanding to see them respond in the month of January so far with a 7-3-1 record, as this is the final game for the Grizzlies in the month of January.
Yeah, Tyson, I think ever since the turn of the 2023 calendar year, the Grizzlies have been outstanding. And you mentioned these games at home. I think these are big, big games that the Grizzlies should win in front of what's been an amazing crowd. We always have a good crowd here at Maverik Center. But you talk about these games against the Rush. These are games that really have a playoff type feel to them. And I think with where the Grizzlies are at in the standings and just how things are going right now, it seems like every game from here on out is going to have that feel because the Grizzlies are fighting for their lives to try and make the playoffs in a very contested Mountain Division standings. So I think the key is you're going to have to take the energy here and feed off of that and use it going down the stretch.
We're tied at 2, heading into the second period. Guy and I will eat a hot dog and come back in 2 minutes and have second period action. This has been the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games,
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. We're about set for second period action. Remember, in the first period, referee Tyler Haskell went down. Luckily, he is back in there. And so we'll be back to 2 referees and 2 linesmen. So it looks like Tyler Haskell, the referee that got hurt, while the Grizzlies were on the power play that was eventually scored by Andrew Nilsson. Haskell is back in there, so we're back to 2 referees and 2 linesmen. It's good to see that he's okay.
Yeah, it is good to see him back. It looked like he was in a good deal of pain over there when we saw him go down. So really good to see him back, and I hope he's doing all right.
Utah Grizzlies hockey all season long, brought to you by Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto is part of the screen right here on the right side there on YouTube. Good to have Rio Tinto, proud partner of Utah Grizzlies hockey. We'll skate 5-on-5 to start the second period. That forward line combined for a goal early in the first period. Dylan Fitz, Cam Strong, and they got the assists on the Jordan Martell goal that was scored from the right circle. Corey Thomas and Connor McDonald are the defensive pairing, and we've been talking about Corey Thomas, it seems like, over the last couple of weeks because he's really stepped it up and utilized his size. At 6'5" and 215 pounds, he's really a presence out there.
Yeah, Tyson, he's really developed into a really solid player for the Grizzlies. This is a guy that got cut by the Idaho Steelheads, and the Grizzlies were able to pick him up, and he's been a fantastic addition ever since.
Draw one by Rapid City, who dump it into the Grizzlies zone as Utah skating from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. As Connor McDonald will feed it over towards Dylan Fitz at center ice. Fitz has it bounce off his stick and flies into the bench area. Over near the tunnel near the Grizzlies locker room is where the puck ends up. The fan's going to come away with a souvenir over in section 126. Draw is going to be at neutral ice, and it's going to be near the Rapid City bench. Trent Miner got the start last night. In fact, Miner is 5-0-1 in his last 6 appearances, but it's Lucas Preet tonight. His first start since last Saturday in Tulsa. Grizzlies win the draw and dump it in on Chechelev as Colton Leader, Alex Aliardi, Carter Robertson as the puck goes back towards the near side as Rapid City ices the puck as the whistle blows. They just randomly mentioned 3 Rapid City players. 26 seconds into the second period. Draw is going to come back into the rush zone. Great crowd here on Guns and Hoses. I got to think it is a sellout based on just how many seats are full all around the arena, even the upper deck.
Yeah, Tyson, it is a great crowd tonight. The Grizzlies need to feed off of that energy. Grizzlies fans, best fans in the league. Big thanks to Nick Hayes for coming and bringing us some hot dogs and some drinks during the intermission. So thank you, Nick.
Yeah, to eat them about as quick as Joey Chestnut eats hot dogs, and they're able to do that. As Rapid City wins the draw, Carter Robertson will ice the puck again. As no whistle this time, though, as Logan Nelson over towards Aliardi behind the net. Now Nikolaev will feed it towards the right point. Robertson throws it back to the corners. It glides along the wall. Nelson gets hit so he couldn't get the puck as Nikolaev will ricochet it to the left point. Wickers with a shot and his stick breaks. Rapid City to the left side as Nelson around the net being chased by Nielsen. Puck goes out in front of the net. Grizzlies gather it as Utah throws the head to Penner. Penner dumps it in as it rolls towards Chechelev. Chechelev will have to cover up as Penner chases after him. And so the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw, 1:02 into the second period.
Well, Tyson, the Grizzlies did a really good job at winning faceoffs in the first period. They doubled up on the rush, 16-8 in the faceoff category. If they can win this faceoff, get some sustained pressure in the offensive zone, start taking some high shots on Chechelev, I think we could have a goal cooking up here.
Jamison will take the draw. He's got Wright to his left and Raby to his right. Defensive pairing is Victor Bartley and Bryson Martin. As a draw won by Rapid City, Kenton Helgeson. Back behind his net, he'll lift it over the head of Raby. It bounces at Sunrise. Marshall couldn't get the bouncing puck as it goes over his stick. Bryson Martin back deep in Utah's zone will ricochet off the near boards for Jamison, who tries to dish it out. It stays in. Roy Cairns throws to Brooks. His action in the Grizzlies zone as Brooks gets pushed in the corner. Cairns, the 20-year-old, feeds it out in front to Marshall. Utah picks it off. As Bryson Martin back to the corner for Jamison. Jamison back towards Martin. Turnover. Cairns skates in. Shot saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the corner as Raby gets hit, but he'll nudge it ahead. Cameron Wright skates towards his left, gets the puck back as he crosses center ice. Wright surrounded by 3 rush skaters. He gets over to the left corner, acts like he got hit with a high stick, but no call. Wright argues with one of the referees. His action behind the net. As Roy Cairns delivers a hit on Raby. Calder Brooks in the far corner, gets over to Roy Cairns. Now back to Marshall, drops off to Cairns near the Grizzlies bench. Over to Calder Brooks, who crosses center ice. Brooks gains the line, fakes a shot. He gets it poked away. Puck goes back to the right side. Brooks gets it. He'll throw it to Leader. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. So Olsdorf from the left side near the boards. Battles with Martell. Martell used to play for Fort Wayne. Was acquired in a trade about a month and a half ago. Rapid City skates towards the right point. Coda with a shot saved by Parikh. And the Grizzlies are arguing that Rapid City had too many men on the ice. They tried to sneak a guy off, and they thought that Coda played the puck in the right point with 6 on the ice.
Yeah, Tyson, there is an argument to be made for that.
Looks like Riley Brace talking with Ryan Kanasowicz, and it looked like the referee is making his case as to why there wasn't a call being made, even though the Grizzlies wanted one to be had. 17:43 left in the second. Rapid City's outshot Utah 16-7. So Rush scored on 2 redirections in the first period. Rush won the faceoff as Max Cota, right side, shot, saved by Preek, puck behind the net, and it goes to Utah. So Grizz will carry it out to center ice with good speed. Grizzlies cross center as Strong overskates it. Would have been delayed offside. He lets Rapid City touch it. Rapid City skates into the offensive zone. They skate towards the corner. As the Rush get hit by Aaron Tho. Tho a good hit on Cota. Cota spins towards the left corner as he falls down. No call. Zolsdorf throws it up top for Leader. Leader skates towards his. Rydell fires a shot. I got redirected, but goes wide. Zolsdorf back behind the net for Cota, who couldn't reach it. Alex Carlson, the right point, keeps the puck in. He'll spin it back around to the left side. As the fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant, as Bartley will feed it to center ice. Grizzlies get it. Fitz throws it across. Cam Strong skates down the middle. He's being double teamed. Strong couldn't get a shot off as he was skating towards Chechelev. Strong falls down in the corner. He gets back to his feet. At neutral ice, Grizzlies have it as Nielsen backs it out into his own zone. Nielsen with the power play goal tonight. Over towards Strong. Strong skates towards his left. He'll nudge it to Pfizer on the near side. It's a big-time collision near the Utah blue line. As Rush getting out to center ice. Aliardi moves ahead to Fuke, who gets cut off. Fuke dumps it in as Shearer delivers a hit. Nilsson rink-wide pass to neutral ice for Pfizer. Pfizer right wing crosses center ice and dumps it towards Penner, who couldn't reach it. Rush come back the other way as Iverson throws it to center ice. It bounced off the skate of Marchino, who gets it back and dumps it into the right corner. Cutler and Marchino collide and exchange some words as Cutler thought he was hit with a high stick. Pfizer gains center ice to throw a left wing pass to Cutler. Cutler stops the left point shot. Gloved by Chechelev and dropped. Rush keep the puck in play as they spin it towards the right point. Shearer gets hit, loses the puck. Robertson moves it ahead. 2-on-1. Nikolaev over to Nilsson. He'll throw it to the right side. Shot! Saved by Preek. Aliardi right side. Chips it back towards Nilsson. Nilsson behind the net with Penner battling. Now it goes over to Nikolaev. Up top for Tyson Helgeson, who fakes a shot, gets to Nikolaev, who's got 10 goals this season. He gets it poked away. Raby gets the puck. 1-on-3. Raby crosses center ice. He gets blasted way up high by Tyson Helgeson. Raby's down. Penner has it. Raby's still on 2 knees. Grizzlies get it. Cameron Wright skates in. And we got a whistle. Tyson Helgeson hit Dakota Raby up high at the Rapid City blue line. Tyson Helgeson is known for being a big-time hitter. As Raby crossed center ice, they show a replay, and that one is high. That's a high elbow. And Helgeson does have a size advantage, so he would have to lower himself a little bit to get to Raby's level, but nevertheless, that is a high hit.
Yeah, Tyson certainly. Dakota Raby was just able to pick his head up in time. He's trying to make the move to go around Helgeson, and he ends up just getting the full force of Helgeson's shoulder right in his jaw.
Oh, no, Raby's struggling. He almost fell down as he was skating off the ice. So Raby's wobbling quite a bit as he's skating towards the locker room. That's a high one. It looks like, don't want to be a doctor, but that's one of those high hits. Tyson Helgeson delivering on Dakota Raby. Raby looks like he's have to be helped to the locker room as he was trying to skate off the ice and looked like he was struggling to get off.
Yeah, Tyson, that was not good, and that kind of reminded me of Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL. He takes a high hit, and he kind of just wobbles around a little bit. Doesn't really look like he knows where he's at. And that's the same thing we're seeing with Raby here, so hopefully he's going to be okay, but he's probably not going to return to this game. And now if you're the referees, I think you got to rein in this game. I think they had the mentality of, hey, we're just going to let them play, and we saw a few calls that could have been called go uncalled. I think now's the point where you have to rein things in, take control of the game. We saw them do it last night. They need to do it here.
Oh, see what gets called on Tyson Helgeson if there even was a penalty. I'm not sure if there was a penalty on that particular hit. And then it just seemed like the puck stayed at neutral ice, and then everybody just kind of was waiting for something to get called. I was kind of waiting to see if somebody was going to go after Helgeson, but didn't look like anybody did. I don't know if a couple Rapid City players were protecting, Tyson Helgeson and not letting a Grizzly get over there. They're talking it over. I think the officials want to make sure they get this call right. There's 15:22 left in the second period. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, and it does look some Grizzlies players did start to go after Helgeson, but you mentioned the Rush did try and protect him. The interesting thing is the play was still going while that was all going on. Cameron Wright was skating towards the goal, and right as he gets to like the end of the circle towards the goal line, that's when the referees decide to blow the whistle and end the play. So I think that's just a really odd timing on that.
I don't know if anybody's going to the penalty box now. Referee Riley Brace is skating towards Scott Burt, and the other referee, Tyler Haskell, is going to go talk with Ryan Kanasowicz. So I imagine I don't see any call being made now. As Raby is in the locker room. Remember, the Grizzlies only dressed 10 forwards tonight. They went 10 forwards and 7 defensemen, with Kyle Pouncey acting as the 10th forward.
Yeah, now you got to figure it's been a next man up mentality for the Grizzlies all season long. You got to think that Kyle Pouncey now moves up into one of those forward lines, probably into the second line with Raby, because I don't know if Kanasowicz would want to break up that third line. So they've been playing really well, but now for the Grizzlies, now you're down a man. Got to find a way to overcome that.
I don't think there's a penalty on this thing. We still got 5 guys for Rapid City. So it looks like no penalty has been called. So we're going to skate 5-on-5. And I don't think the fans can believe it. So Raby's in the locker room. The hit that Telgeson placed on him wasn't called as a penalty. Rapid City wins the face-off as we're tied at 2. They cross center ice right wing. Marshall skates towards the right point. Shot stick saved by Parikh. Roy Chiarenza over in the corner. Collides with Utah. Utah takes the puck away from him as Jamison out towards center ice looking for Kyle Pouncey. Passes wide of the mark, and icing is on the Grizzlies. So watch out for Pouncey getting more ice time, and maybe we'll also see a little bit more of Aaron Tho tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, I think if you're the Grizzlies, there's got to be a response to this. I think you got to make the rush pay. I think that it's imperative that the Grizzlies get the next goal here.
We're tied at 2. The Grizzlies have been outstanding in the second periods this series. As Draw's going to be in the left circle. Roy Chiarenza will take it for Rapid City against Jamison for Utah. Draw won by the rush as Calder Brooks skates around the net, being challenged by McDonald. Brooks throws it up top to Alex Carlson. He'll fire a righty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the near corner as Roy Chiarenza skates towards the left point. He'll feed it back to the corner as Rapid City tries to avoid a check. Marshall skates the near goal line around Thomas. Takes a shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound, Chiarenza out in front looking for a wraparound. Utah cuts it off. Cameron Wright will throw it over off the near board. Zolsdorf keeps it in. His pass is ricocheting off the stick of Kyle Pouncey, who skates off the ice. Good shift for Pouncey. Goes to the right side deep in the rush zone. Cameron Wright skates towards the corners. He's battling Zolsdorf for the puck. Puck goes back over to Rapid City. His leader nudges ahead to Calder Brooks. Now to Max Cota. Cota gets absolutely blasted at center ice by Nilsson. Now Nilsson's going to get in a fight with Alex Carlson as Nilsson drags down Alex Carlson. What a big-time hit by Andrew Nilsson. And Alex Carlson went to confront Nilsson. And Carlson got in a punch, and Nilsson dragged down Carlson to the ice. That's about the biggest hit I've seen all year.
Well, the crowd loves it. And that was the response right there. Andrew Nilsson lays the hammer down at center ice. And I love the physicality. I love the response on that play.
Cota luckily got back to his feet, and he got absolutely destroyed at neutral ice. He was skating towards center ice by Andrew Nilsson, and it was Alex Carlson, who's a pretty big guy in his own right. As the pass was going to Cota, Cota just got leveled by Nilsson. Big collision, and then Alex Carlson went after Cota. Carlson's a pretty big guy. He goes 6'5", 218. Nilsson is 6'4", about 230 pounds. Max Cota, 5'10", 199 pounds. Luckily, Cota did get back up, so it wasn't like with Raby, who got injured. But Draw's going to be at neutral ice as Andrew Nilsson and Alex Carlson each get 5 for fighting with 14-17 left in the second period. Rush win the draw. Cota skates the high slot, takes a shot, saved by Parikh. And now we got some pushing and shoving. This game's getting interesting and very, very physical as after the whistle, a few words being exchanged. You kind of had a feeling that it was going to be this type of game, especially with the big crowd and a lot of spirit. And Rapid City obviously not wanting to get swept in this series.
Yeah, Tyson, there's a lot on the line for Rapid City in this game. They want to get swept in the series, and they don't want the Grizzlies to catch them in the standings. The emotions are getting high, and we're seeing a lot of intensity in this game. I expect it to grow as the game goes on.
Rapid City has outshot Utah 19-8 as the Grizzlies win the faceoff as they feed it out towards Fitz, who's trying to accept the pass and couldn't. But no icing as it did bounce off a skate. As deep in the rush zone, Cam Strong gets pushed, and Calder Brooks takes the puck away. Yamamoto throws it out to center ice. Yamamoto collides with Dylan Fitz, who gets back to his feet. As Grizzlies run out to center ice looking for Fitz. Yamamoto picks it off. Now Yamamoto pushes Dylan Fitz again towards the near far boards. Now Yamamoto and Fitz push each other. And now Carter Robertson goes after a Grizzly, and I think that's Martel. But Yamamoto and Dylan Fitz very physical in that particular shift. As Aaron Tho and Carter Robertson. Tho takes his glove and pins it along the face of Carter Robertson. A little bit of a face wash. Robertson just laughs it off. Fitz is going to get a penalty. Yamamoto probably could get a penalty as well. As those guys playing physical. Yamamoto not a very big guy. Looks like Fitz goes to the box. Yamamoto, is he going to the box as well? 13:40 left in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Rush 2. Commissioner picked a good day to come to the Maverik Center as Utah Grizzlies hockey presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
.13 48 seconds left in the second period. Looks like Dylan Fitz got the only penalty after a bit of a skirmish with Keanu Yamamoto. So Fitz gets 2 minutes, and looks like Rapid City is going to be on the power play for the third time tonight. Yeah, we've had quite a bit of action here in the second period. Commissioner's in attendance. And first time I think he's been to a Grizzlies game this year, and he picked a good one to come to.
Well, Tyson, he did pick a good one to come to, and I think he's got to come to a whole lot more. This atmosphere in Maverik Center is amazing. This is awesome. And when Andrew Nielsen threw that hit, this place erupted. Unbelievable.
We got 3 Grizzlies in the penalty box right now. We got Martel, Fitz, and Nielsen in the box. So Fitz gets an extra 2 minutes, so he's in the box. As Rapid City's on the power play, we're tied at 2. The Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 19-8. Utah looking for a 3-game sweep as they won Wednesday 3-1 and Friday 6-4. As the draw won by Utah, as McDonald skates around the net and tries to get to Chiarenza. Chiarenza displaying great hands, somehow got the puck. They'll throw it back to Colton Leader in the Rush zone as the Rush on the power play, skating from right to left. As it looked like Tho and Fitz got matching roughing. It got roughs and slashes. Slash for Fitz. We'll get to the details during the next whistle. As Marchino on the far side throws it back to the point, cut off by Jamison. Jamison battles with Max Cota. Goes back to Rapid City as Cota skates towards his left to make that Leader over to Chiarenza. Across to Marchino, is all alone. He feeds to the far goal line. One-time shot saved by Breek. And it goes back to Cota. Feeds to the left circle for Chiarenza. Back up top for Leader. Now across to Marchino, right point. He'll get it to Leader, fakes a one-timer. Now he skates towards his right. Over to Chiarenza in the slot. He'll throw it towards the goal, towards the net. Cota couldn't handle it as it goes back to the corner. Chiarenza over to Leader. Back around Chiarenza. It's in the near corner as Corey Thomas trips up Rapid City, no call. As the Rush get it up top from Marchino. Take a shot, he scores. Matt Marchino goes top shelf right over the shoulder of Lucas Preek as he gets his 18th goal of the season. It's a power play tally as the Rush have taken a 3-2 lead.
Well, that's a really good shot by Marchino. Just goes right over to the left shoulder of Parikh, beats him glove side, and now we got a 3-2 hockey game.
Matt Marchino gets his 18th of the season. He leads the Rapid City club in goals. Also their leading scorer. It's his 42nd point of the season. Marchino with the goal. Max Cota gets his 15th assist of the season. As the Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 20-8, and they lead the game 3-2 as the Rush Feed a blue line pass. It goes into the Grizzlies zone. Utah gets it as Pfizer feeds it across to Bartley. Now across to Pfizer across the center ice. Right wing. Pfizer gains the line. Gets around Tyson Helgeson. Right back to Pfizer. Rapid City takes it away. As Bryson Martin gets it back to center ice. Brandon Cutler throws to his right for right. Right now to Pfizer. Back to right out in front of the net. The pass is a little bit high as Wright had to glove it and drop it. Now Rapid City gets this. Tyson Helgeson throws it towards the far side for Aliardi, who's got a goal tonight and 2 in this series. He'll throw it to Nikolaev, left side shot, and the shot goes wide, but it looks like we've got a penalty. It's going to be on Rapid City as they stop play. Right about the same time Nikolaev took the shot. Yeah, it is going to be a penalty on Rapid City.
Well, Tyson, the Grizzlies already have a power play goal in this game. The power play was really good last night. They've been good so far here. Let's see if they can get it done again and tie this thing up.
Looks like Logan Nelson gets a penalty. There's 3 members of the Rush in the penalty box right now. And Andrew Nilsson still in the box for the Grizzlies. As draw is going to be in the right circle. Logan Nelson gets 2 minutes for interference. Time of penalty, 7:59 into the second period as we have 12:01 left. Rapid City leads 3-2. Matt Marshall got a power play goal, 7:21 into the second with Max Cota getting the assist. Utah wins the draw. They've got 1 power play goal tonight. As Brandon Cutler will throw it up top to Shearer. Shearer on the right point, throws to the right side. As Wright got hit as he was trying to accept the pass. As Pfizer on the left side over to Jamison. Back to Cutler. Now Cameron Wright up top for Shearer on the right point. Back to Cutler along the near boards. Cutler just outside the right circle. As Cutler being shadowed by Cota. We'll feed it up top for Shearer. Shearer across to Pfizer. One-timer. And it goes wide and out of play off the protective netting as Jamison was trying to redirect it, and it came pretty close to his face as the draw is going to be in the Rush zone. As Aaron Tho coming out of the penalty box. He was serving a minor penalty, and so is Carter Robertson.
Tyson, the Grizzlies had a few good looks on that power play. I like the scheme. I like what they've got going on. I really feel like they're just a few shots away from really catching Chechelev off guard and getting another one in.
Draws going to be in the left circle. Rush lead 3-2. Matt Marshall, he's got the deciding goal right now. He's taking the face-off. Jamison for Utah. It's won by Rapid City. As the Rush in the far corner will lift it out towards Lucas Preek. Preek behind Utah's net gets it to James Shearer. As Grizzlies looking to tie it up. Shearer behind the net. Should normally be a position where you'd see Andrew Nilsson out there as Nilsson in the penalty box serving a fighting major. Brandon Cutler crosses center ice, skates down the middle. Cutler veers off to the left circle, fakes a shot, drops it off for Jamison. Jamison in the left corner across to Cutler. Cutler on the right side, skates towards the point. And loses the puck as it goes out to neutral ice. Matt Marshall at neutral ice gets poked back by Cutler. But Marshall keeps the puck. He's a heck of a hockey player. Marshall skates towards his right. He'll throw a right wing pass towards Leader. Back to Marshall, but Shearer cuts in front of him to take the puck. He'll throw it across to Cameron Wright, who crosses center ice. Wright dumps it in, gets around Leader. The puck goes back to Kenton Helgeson, who drives along the near wall. It gets cut off in the corner as Jamison centers it, taken away by Nikolaev. Nikolaev crosses center ice 1-on-2. Tries to get around Taran Pfizer back to the right side. Nikolaev gets it poked away by Pfizer. Trips him up. No call is made. Nikolaev slow to get up. Grizzlies cross center ice. They'll get into the line as Nikolaev will skate off slowly. Puck in the right corner. Rapid City gets it. And Roy Cairns clears it out. 5 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. As the Grizzlies back behind their net. Victor Bartley gets it. As out of the penalty box is Logan Nelson. And the Rush are back at full strength as Brandon Cutler at center ice. Now Martel crosses center. He falls down near the boards of Utah's bench. High slot. Grizzlies righty shot goes wide. That's taken by Fitz, who runs it down on the right side. He'll take another shot that's wide. Martel back to Cam Strong, who gets held up by Carter Robertson. Robertson moves it ahead towards Iverson. Keegan Iverson, former Ranger draft pick, throws it to center ice. Tape to tape for Nelson. Logan Nelson dumps it in as he gets hit by Bryson Martin at the Utah blue line. Rush make a line change as they're past the halfway point of this scheduled 60-minute contest. Both teams scored 2 goals in the first period. Matt Marshall has the deciding goal right now as he scored 7:21 into the second on a power play goal. Grizzlies will throw it out to neutral ice. Penner gets the puck and he'll dump it in as Pfizer chases after it. He gets around Zulsdorf as Pfizer collides with Zulsdorf near the America First Credit Union sign. Rapid City gets it back as Kenton Helgeson throws the neutral ice to the right side for Leader, dumps it in. Preek cuts it off behind his net as Preek will feed it towards the far corner. It bounced over the skate of Fitz and it goes back to Zolsdorf. Zolsdorf over towards Aliardi in the end wall. Aliardi at the goal tonight. They'll skate towards the left side. Now to the point as Aliardi gets pushed by McDonald. Puck taken back by Utah's. Grizz feed it out to center ice. Brandon Cutler dumps it in. Penner in the left corner collides. Cutler glides over there. Left wing shot goes wide. Puck bounced off the end boards and rolls towards the right point. McDonald with a righty shot. Saved by Chechelev. 8:32 left in the second period. Rush lead 3-2 as Andrew Nilsson, without his jersey, comes out of the penalty box, and so's Alex Carlson.
Oh, I wonder where that jersey went. You got any guesses?
I have no clue. Andrew Nilsson lost his jersey, and somehow he had to get it back.
Well, looks like he has found it.
It was on the bench, but he was in the penalty box without the jersey.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But Tyson, the atmosphere here is electric, and this really feels like a playoff game to me. These are two rivals that despise each other, and we're seeing that here tonight.
The Grizzlies rivalry with the Steelheads is certainly heated, but there's something a little bit extra intense between the Grizzlies and Rapid City series. I don't know what it is, but over the years, it just seems like there's been a lot of animosity and a lot of strange things that always seem to happen when these teams meet. And because of that, the unpredictability makes it so much fun. Draws in the right circle. Keaton Jamison will take it. It's in the rush zone. Rapid City wins the faceoff. They'll bounce it off the near glass. Goes to center ice. Matt Marshall, left point, drops it off for Brooks. Brooks looks to center. Pass goes wide as he was trying to find Chiarenza cutting in front of the net. Grizzlies rink wide pass to Jamison. He's on the right side. Skates in. Jamison centers it. Picked off by Robertson. Up ahead to Chiarenza. Chiarenza is a breakaway. Skates in. Takes a shot. Saved by Preek in the butterfly position. As Brooks around the net to Marshall, trying to get it back to Chiarenza, who gets cut off. He couldn't connect on a one-timer in front of the net. Utah gets it out to center ice as Pouncey dumps it in. Chechelev behind his net will throw it to the near side for Wickers. Wickers back across to Carter Robertson, who's played a lot of ice time here tonight, and he's played well. Robertson at +9 this season. Now Calder Brooks dumps it in from center ice. Bryson Martin gets it. He'll nudge it ahead to Martell. He'll feed it towards neutral ice. The Grizzlies get it. Cam Strong with speed. Skates to the right side, gains the line, gets around Tyson Helgeson. Strong now around the net. He skates towards the left corner. Strong gets hit by Helgeson. Puck goes back to Martell. Martell tried to find Bartley out in front, but the puck stayed at his ankles. Now he glides to center ice. Bartley gets it back. Grizzlies will reset. Bartley feeds it to the left side. Grizzlies get around a skater and skate into the zone. Bryson Martin tried to throw a pass to Martell. Rapid City takes it away. Logan Nelson to the left side, skates towards the circle, takes a righty shot, and it goes wide. Max Cota skates, and he collides with Dylan Fitz, who gets the puck. Now they move it across to Bartley. 2-on-2, Bartley gains the line, drops off to the left point. Bartley loses the stick, and the arm is raised by the referee. Slashing is going to be the call. Who's the penalty going to be on? Looks like it's going to be on Victor Bartley, and he knew it. So Bartley gets 2 minutes for slashing. And so Rapid City goes back on the power play with 7:02 left in the second. Bartley didn't argue the call as he goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell.
Well, Tyson, the Grizzlies penalty killers are going to have to be up to the task again. But just to go back to that last sequence with Parikh making that save on the breakaway, Rory Chiarenza is a really skilled young player. This is a guy that's going to be a star in the league. He's going to have a bright future in hockey. And Parikh actually, he came out and shut him down, read him like a book. So great play by Parikh to make that save and keep the Grizzlies in the game.
3-2 rush. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 21-9. As the draw is going to be in the right circle. It's won by Rapid City. They got a second period power play goal, and they lead 3-2. The goal was scored by Matt Marshall earlier in the second period. Leader over to Marshall, back to Leader in the high slot. Leader skates towards his right now, nudged to Chiarenza left side. Now back to the near goal line for Cody, trying to feather it across. Poked away. Now Leader feeds it to the far goal line. Grizzlies' Corey Thomas pushes Brooks into the corner. Brooks gets stripped up behind the net, no call. Grizzlies get it. Jamison clears it out. Good job by the Grizzlies. Penalty kill, anticipating Rapid City trying to throw it across the crease from one side to the other. As Utah gets it, Connor McDonald in his own zone. Fakes it ahead, throws it across to Martin, out to neutral ice. It's taken back by Cameron Wright, who skates around the Grizzlies logo at center ice. Now gets around Lucas Fuke. As Wright skates towards the far corner, gets hit by Leader. Wright keeps his feet as he battles with Leader. Wright gets the puck and will drift it over towards the far boards, taken by Rory Chiarenza. They'll throw it across to Nikolaev, who crosses center ice back towards Chiarenza. Grizzlies picking off, and clearing it out is James Shearer. Chiarenza behind his net, less than 6 minutes left in the second period. And about 50 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. As Olsdorf moves it ahead to Nikolaev. Nikolaev gains the line left side, dumps into the corner for Aliardi, who avoids a check of Shearer. Puck goes back to the right point. Now up top for Zolsdorf. Back to Nilsson. He'll take a righty shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes to Shearer, clears it out. Grizzlies will make a line change. 30 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. As Olsdorf ahead to Nikolaev, who crosses center ice. He'll step over the offensive line, get it to Aliardi in the left point, who spins it around the wall. It's Logan Nelson back around. Lucas Fuchs delivered a hit on James Shearer. It looks like that's going to be a penalty. Interference is going to be the call. And that will do it for the Rapid City power play, which had 15 seconds left. And now the Grizzlies, after 15 seconds worth of a 4-on-4, will get a power play with 5:17 left in the second.
Yeah, Tyson, and James Shearer took that hit. Looks like he's going to be okay. But this is a guy that's one of the unsung heroes of this team. James Shearer does a lot of things really, really well that don't show up on the stat sheet. He's really good at anticipating passes, blocking shots, getting in shooting lanes. This is a guy that really does a lot for the Grizzlies that just doesn't show up on the stat sheet. But James Shearer, he just has a high situational awareness, always has his head up and looking to make a play.
Yeah, he's a smart hockey player, and he's a great addition to this Grizzlies club. He was a great addition late last season after completing a college career at the University of Calgary. Skating 4-on-4 for 15 seconds. Chris Hagan already wanted to call it a power play. Rapid City wins the face-off as Yamamoto drops it off for Tyson Helgeson, who's in the rush zone. Helgeson gets it across to Max Cotto, gloves it, drops it at center ice, and it goes to Kenton Helgeson wearing number 8. The Grizzlies are back at full strength. Bartley skates towards the bench. Now the Grizzlies are on the power play as Tyson Helgeson from neutral ice dumps it in. Andrew Nilsson gets the puck. Nilsson already a power play goal tonight. 18 power play points, make that 19 power play points this season. Nilsson over to Pfizer. Pfizer gets to neutral ice, across the center. He'll throw a right wing pass to Wright, who tried to dump it to the corner but fanned on it. Tyson Helgeson clears it back to center where Cutler gets the puck. Cutler skates down the middle. He steps over the blue line, drops it off to the left point for Pfizer. Pfizer skates towards the corner. He'll throw it up top for Nilsson. Nilsson across towards the right side, looking for Cutler, who couldn't extend the stick enough to get it. Puck spins towards the left side for Pfizer in the specialty jersey. Now goes back to Nilsson. Rapid City touches up. We got a penalty that's going to be on Rapid City.
Well, lucky for the Grizzlies on that because Andrew Nilsson did trip up Brooks as he was about to go the other way, but he touched it up and that blew the whistle for the penalty.
Looks like Kenton Helgeson gets 2 minutes for interference. 59 minute one after Lucas Fuchs got an interference minor. So it's going to be another 5-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies for 59 seconds. There's 4:16 left in the second. Remember, Nilsson scored a 5-on-3 power play goal in the first period, and we got another 5-on-3 here for about a minute in the second period. Time of Kenton Helgeson's penalty, 15:44 into the second period. Rush lead 3-2. Grizzlies trying to tie it up. Utah wins the face-off. Nilsson over to the right side, back to Wright. Wright's in the left circle, across to Cutler. Back up top for Nilsson. Nilsson in the right point. Back to Cutler. Cutler switches places with Nilsson. Cutler skates towards his left. He's now in the left circle. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Chiarenza. Rapid City gets it. Max Cotto clears it out. Preek will skate towards his blue line to throw an outlet pass to center ice for Nilsson in the right wing. Nilsson steps over the offensive line. He'll get it back to Pfizer's at neutral ice. Grizzlies want to attack the offense zone with momentum as they feed it across to Wright, who stops in the left point. Now to Nilsson. Nilsson will switch places with Wright and throw a pass to Cutler. Cutler back to Nilsson. One-timer and it goes wide. And the puck glides along the near boards and exits the zone. 12 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Wright feeds it to the left side for Cutler. Back to Nilsson. Nilsson will drop it off for Wright. Wright skates towards the left circle, takes a shot, and a save by Chiarenza, who lost his stick as it ended up in his net. Rapid City's Quinn Wickers clears it out. Left wing shot, saved by Preek. As puck ends up back to Preek behind the net. We're now skating 5-on-4 for 50 seconds. Preek goes down as he collided with Calder Brooks. Interference is going to be the penalty. Who's it going to be on?
I wonder if that could be on Preek.
Huh. So Preek was to the side of his net, collided with Calder Brooks. So interference to the call. Is it Brooks or is it Parikh? It's 45 seconds left in the penalty that Kenton Helgeson's taking, the interference minor. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone, so I think it's going to be a penalty on Parikh. The door is open to the Grizzlies penalty box. And it looks like somebody's going in. Lucas Parikh gets an interference minor, 16:59 into the second period. As Kyle Pouncey will represent Parikh in the penalty box. Seen a lot of stuff there in the second period. Seen some big hitting. We've seen a goaltender get an interference minor. That's the second straight game where we've seen a goaltender take a penalty, as Adam Carlson got a holding minor for Rapid City last night.
Seems like this game has had everything so far, huh?
It's been a crazy one. Rapid City leads 3-2. The Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 23-10. As Utah had 6 shots in the first period, 4 here in the second. Grizz win the face-off as Utah skates from left to right. Jordan Martell will cross center ice. We're skating 4-on-4. Martell gains the line, skates towards the left circle. Martell now behind the goal line, skates towards the right corner, feeds it towards Tho. Now across to Shearer, make that Cam Strong. Now Shearer in the corner, up top from Martin, across to Martell. He keeps the line. Right side, he swings and misses, but gets the puck back. Martell on the right side, he's already got a goal tonight. He collides with Logan Nelson, and Rapid City takes the puck away. It's Nikolaev crosses center ice in the near boards over to Zolsdorf. Across to Tyson Helgeson, who tried to gather it. Shearer pokes it back towards the wall. Grizzlies will move it ahead. Martell at neutral ice, surrounded by 2 rush skaters. Fandon trying to dump it in as Kenton Helgeson's out of the box. It looks like the Grizzlies will be shorthanded for the next minute 10, so they'll just sell it towards Chechelev. We'll get the puck behind his net and get it to Zolsdorf. So now it's a Rapid City power play for a minute. So we got 2 minutes and counting left in the second period. Rush lead 3-2. Matt Marchino has the deciding goal in a power play tally earlier in the second period as both teams scored 2 in the first. Brooks dumps it in. Big collision in the near corner. Puck goes back towards the point and glides to center ice. Leader gets it back at the Rapid City blue line. He'll feed a right wing pass to Marchino. It glanced off his stick as he couldn't handle it. Now Keaton Jamison crosses center ice 1-on-2. Jamison towards the left side. Tries to get around a rush skater. Good poke check by Cairns. 30 seconds left in the Rapid City power play as Marchino skates down the middle. He'll cross center ice and he'll drop it off. Now goes to Cairns, who skates across the blue line. Now to Coda, who drops it off from Marchino. Back to Coda, who lets it sail along the boards. Brooks behind the net. Over to Cairns, who's in the left corner. Cairns spins it back around past Brooks. It goes to Marchino on the right point. Marchino will take a shot, blocked by McDonald. Now left side, Cairns looks to feather it out in front of Brooks. It glanced off his stick. Grizzlies get it from the end boards and sails it all the way towards Chechelev. Pouncey's out of the penalty box. We've got less than 1 minute left in the second period. Rush lead 3-2. As we're back to 5-on-5 skating. Leader throws it out to center ice for Nilsson, who drops it off for Nikolaev, who skates towards the left circle. Nikolaev around the net. He's now on the right side. He gets it poked away by Utah. Riz get it. Utah throws the neutral ice, looking for Kyle Pouncey. Pouncey collides with Nilsson. Aliardi takes it away from Pouncey as he throws it to the left corner. As Bartley and Aliardi, the 2 number 42s, collide in the corner. Goes back over Aliardi. Now Bryson Martin with a hit of Aliardi. Puck goes to Pouncey, who's playing forward this week. They'll throw it to center ice for Bartley, who crosses center. Now he gets to Pfizer in the left point. Pfizer trying to find right out in front of the net. Now there's a skate in. Summer score! Kyle Pouncey gets his first of the year, and we're tied at 3. Boy, the puck was just laying in the slot, and Kyle Pouncey just skated in and fired a slap shot that went past Chechelev.
Well, Tyson, Kyle Pouncey was in the right place at the right time. Juicy rebound right on the doorstep, and he makes the most of it, and we're tied up at 3.
Well, the puck bounced off a rush stick, and it was just laying in the slot, and then Pouncey just kind of skated in, fired a one-timer that got past Chechelev. Pfizer is trying to find Cameron Wright out in front of the net as Wright was cutting towards the net. Puck bounced off a rush stick and just kind of laid there in the slot about 30 feet in front of Chechelev. And it's good to see Kyle Pouncey get his first of the year, especially here late in the second period. Grizzlies can get some momentum heading into the locker room. Pouncey had 3 goals in 45 games last year as the Grizzlies throw it to the offensive line. Now goes back to center ice as Brooks and Fitz battle for the puck. 2 seconds left in the period as Nikolaev, or make that Marchino, neutral ice, takes a shot. Glove saved by Parikh. And that will do it for 2 periods here at Maverik Center as Kyle Pouncey scored 19:44 into the second period, with Victor Bartley and Taryn Pfizer getting the assists. It's Pfizer's 10th assist of the season, and it's Victor Bartley's 8th. So we've got a very spirited game, and the Grizzlies were able to get some momentum heading into the locker room with Kyle Pouncey getting his first of the year. Pouncey, normally a defenseman, has been playing forward for the Grizzlies in this series. When we come back to the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report, you're on about a sellout crowd at Maverik Center. Guy Chiarenza will talk some hockey and recap the first 2 periods, as we're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Siegfried and Jensen.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Tied at 3, second intermission. Grizzlies get a little bit of momentum heading into the locker room as Kyle Pouncey scored his first of the year, 1944, into the second period. Guy, there's been so much that's happened during the first 2 periods. Try to describe it.
Yeah, Tyson.
Good luck.
That's a tough job. A note on the Maverik Center crowd. It seems like there's so many people in here. I can't even pull up the box score on my phone. It seems like I've been log jammed out of the internet. But really, it was a 2-2 game after the first period, and we saw 2 goals here in the second. But I think the most important thing was we saw a lot of penalties, and we saw this game blow wide open. But go back to the first period. It was 4:34 into the first period. It was Alex Aliardi getting his 14th of the year, a redirect out in front of the net. That made a 1-0 game for Rapid City. Robertson and Nelson assisted on that goal, but the Grizzlies wouldn't go away. They tied this thing up at 1, 5:55 into the first. It was Jordan Martell, his 5th of the season. That was assisted by Dylan Fitz and Cam Strong. And the Grizzlies' third line continues to put in good work. I think that they've been the Grizzlies' best and consistent line all season long. Later on, 10:52 into the period, Rapid City would once again take the lead, 2-1. It was Rory Chiarenza putting in his 15th goal of the year, and that was very similar to the goal that we saw from Aliardi. A lot of bodies out in front of Parikh. He gets a stick out in front, able to redirect that one home. Not much Parikh could have done about that one. That made it a 2-1 game. That was assisted by Quinn Wickers. But later on in that period, the Grizzlies continued to battle, got a 5-on-3 power play, and it was Andrew Nielsen with an absolute bomb, 17:25 into the period. That's his 7th of the year, assisted by Brandon Cutler and Taryn Pfizer. And that was where we stood going into the first intermission. We head to the second period, 7:21 into the period. It was Matt Marchino, a snipe from the far circle. That's his 18th of the year. That was assisted by Coda and Brooks. And that was a power play goal for Rapid City. Each team is 1 for 5 on the power play. But with 15 seconds left in the second period, the Grizzlies would tie this thing up going into the second intermission. It was Kyle Pouncey getting his first of the year, right place, right time, picks up the puck in the high slot, takes a shot, and ties the game. 1944 into the second period, That's assisted by Taryn Pfizer and Victor Bartley. The shot count favors Rapid City 23-12. Rapid City took 9 shots in the second period. The Grizzlies took 6. But I think the important thing is that the Grizzlies were able to capitalize on their opportunities. They've had a lot of quality shots over quantity. Now, as for shots for players in this game, we've got a few Grizzly skaters with 2. That's the highest total. Taryn Pfizer has 2. Brandon Cutler has 2, and Andrew Nielsen also has 2. Tyson, a lot of penalties, a lot of action in that second period, and the referees really at one point had to rein things in when Dakota Raby, about 5 or 6 minutes into the second period, took a high hit from Helgeson, and that unfortunately knocked him out of the game. I don't want to speculate about anything, but
probably won't see him again.
He probably will not see him again. He was very woozy, couldn't walk on his own, had to be helped to the locker room. So we wish all the best to Dakota Raby and hope that he's going to be okay. But now the Grizzlies are without his services, and you mentioned Kyle Pouncey sliding up into the lineup, being that extra forward tonight, and he ends up getting the equalizer with just 15 seconds left in the period.
That's huge to get that momentum heading into the locker room. You think about the big crowd, and obviously you want to see the crowd have a lot to cheer about, and they certainly did with a lot of physical play. Andrew Nilsson just absolutely blasted not that long after Raby got knocked out of the game by Tyson Helgeson. Max Cota was skating towards center ice, and Andrew Nilsson just a big-time collision. And Alex Carlson, who's about as big as anybody on Rapid City's team at 6'5" and 218 pounds, went and confronted Nilsson, and those guys fought. It wasn't much of a fight. It was like Carlson got maybe 1 or 2 punches in, then Nilsson dragged him to the ice. But Andrew Nilsson right now is just an assist away from a Gordie Howe hat trick because he's already got a goal and a fight tonight. And you know it was going to be a physical game, and you really knew that coming in with the big crowd and with Rapid City, a team that does have a lot of pride, having lost the first 2 games of the series. You knew they weren't going to get swept here without going out with a fight. So, if the Grizzlies are going to get the 2 standings points, they're going to have to earn it. Rapid City, you think about that power play goal by Marshall, and that's one of the things about Rapid City is they've got a lot of offensive firepower. They've got 3 pretty good forward lines, and so for the Grizzlies, they're going to have to be disciplined defensively here in the third period to try to see if they can find a way to win it. Now, you mentioned the shot count. Rapid City 29 shots to the Grizzlies 12, but you think about the scoring chances. Of the 12 shots the Grizzlies have, 9 of them are scoring chances. Rapid City has 16 scoring chances according to the off-ice officials. So a lot of teams are getting really the kind of looks that they want. And I think that, that's something that, I think if you're the Grizzlies, you may look at 12 shots through 2 periods, but are you getting the looks that you want? And if 9 of those 12 are scoring chances, then I would say you are getting those chances and those opportunities that you'd like to get. And that's what's kept the Grizzlies in this game.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies certainly are. I mean, we mentioned quality over quantity. That's what the Grizzlies are doing right now. And as for the Rapid City shot count, I think the Grizzlies defense has done a good job of making those saves pretty easy for Parikh to save. And Parikh himself is having a really good night. There was a chance that Rory Cairns had on the breakaway, and Parikh shut him down. So Parikh is having himself a good night as well. As I mentioned before, there's not a whole lot he could have done on those first 2 goals. Those are redirects out in front. But really, the Grizzlies have done a really good job of limiting Rapid City's quality of chances as opposed to the quantity. But so it seems like it's a reversal on both sides. But the Grizzlies are playing the game they want to play, and it's a tight game because of that.
Taryn Pfizer has 2 assists for the Grizzlies tonight, so another multiple-point game for Pfizer. Has really looked good in this series, and that's good to see because Taryn Pfizer, first full season as a pro, was a teammate of Brandon Cutler's with the Victoria Royals in the WHL. And I think Pfizer is one of those guys who's got a ton of ability. It's his 5th multiple-point game this season. And you think about the second half of the year, a guy like Taryn Pfizer, and you think about the guys that the Grizzlies still don't have in the lineup. And we haven't mentioned it too much here in this homestand, but Grizzlies are still without Zach Sekos. He got injured on December 30th, and he's been out of the lineup. Hopefully he'll get back in a couple weeks. And the Grizzlies have been without Johnny Walker since the middle of December, since that Sunday afternoon against Kansas City on December 18th. And the Grizzlies are still without Vladislav Mikhalchuk, who's been out with an injury, and obviously Kolatarsi and Simeone and Jordan Stone also out of the Grizzlies lineup. They're more healthy scratches, but the Grizzlies, despite missing what I think are 3 pretty good forwards, they've just found a way to play good hockey here over the last few weeks. Think about winning 2 out of 3 games against Idaho and then 2 out of 3 against Tulsa. The worst case scenario for the Grizzlies at least 2 out of 3 games against Rapid City. So you're talking about 3 straight weeks of good hockey for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies are playing their best hockey at really the perfect time as they're starting to heat up in that race for the playoffs. But you mentioned Johnny Walker being on the lineup. That's a guy that you would love to have in a series like this. He brings a lot of physicality, a lot of emotion to his game, and he's also got a really good shot. So this seems like the perfect Johnny Walker game, but unfortunately the Grizzlies are without his services. But you mentioned guys stepping up, and it really has been that next man up mentality for the Grizzlies. We've seen guys come into the lineup, play really well. The addition of Corey Thomas on the defensive front has been huge for the Grizzlies. And I mean, no pun intended, Corey Thomas is a big guy, and he lays some really big hits. He's been huge. Aaron Tho also. Jordan Martell came over in the trade with Fort Wayne. He's been great ever since they've picked him up. It's just the little things that guys do, earning their spots in the lineup. When your name is called, a lot of guys have risen to the occasion. That's why the Grizzlies are where they are in the race for the playoffs.
And it's great to see Martell get it done here in the month of January. He's got 10 points, and this is his 12th game in January. And you think about after a rough December where they saw a lot of Idaho, and they only went 3-8-1 they went 3-9 in December. 11 games in January. This is the final game for the Grizzlies in the month of January, already securing a winning record. They are 7-3-1 in January. And really, you think about the month of February, it starts with a 3-game set here at Maverik Center as they take on Chad Costello's Allen Americans. Don't forget the Grizzlies' next home game is going to be a Bud Light College night. That's going to be on Wednesday, February 1st. Friday, February 3rd is going to be Heart Health night. And then Saturday, February 4th is going to be Black History night. Face off all 3 nights in the Allen series next week will be at 7:10. That's going to be a lot of fun. You got to get your tickets to see the Allen Americans in town. They've got some talented forwards. Let's see if they ended up defeating Tulsa. Well, let's get to some scores from around the ECHL. It looks like Allen gets a 6-0 victory over Tulsa as Liam Finley scored 3 goals. He had a hat trick. Believe it or not, Mikael Robido is not suspended tonight. You scored a goal. Corton Hardgrove and Herbert also scored for Allen as Perry gets a 37-save shutout. And so Allen gets a 6-0 home victory over Tulsa as the Americans win their 18th game this season. Fort Wayne defeats Iowa 2-1. Wheeling over Kansas City 6-2. And that means that the Grizzlies get a victory tonight, they are going to be tied for 4th place in the Mountain Division with Kansas City. As the Mavericks have 39 standings points, and the Grizzlies' victory would give them 39 standings points on the season. 18 minutes left in the 3rd period. Wichita and Idaho are tied at 1. Newfoundland over Cincinnati 3-1. Toledo defeats Kalamazoo 6-0. Miles Gendron scored a goal for Greenville. They defeated Savannah 3-1. Worcester over Reading 3-2. In overtime, Jacksonville defeats Indy 5-4. Florida defeats South Carolina 2-1 in overtime. Adirondack is a 5-3 winner over Trois Rivières, and Maine over Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 6-2. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey and start 3rd period action as we're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Well, it's anybody's hockey game as we're tied at 3. Third period will start in about 4 minutes of real time. Guy, let's play a game. Let's guess the attendance tonight. What do you think it is?
Tyson, I think it's got to be over 10,000. I think this place is a packed house. I think we might have a sellout on our hands. So whatever the capacity of the Maverik Center is, I think that's my guess.
The Utah Grizzlies Twitter account says the attendance is 10,397. 10,397 here on a Saturday night. Commissioner picked a good time to come to a game. He's talking with some people, and it looks like the director of officiating is also here. We got Kiki Crum, who's going to type up the postgame story. You'll see UtahGrizzlies.com, and it's also great to see Rapid City broadcaster Brian Gardner make the trip. We've had ourselves a fun game, and Andrew Nilsson's been outstanding in this homestand, and bit Brandon Cutler, 4 goals and 2 assists last night. Had an amazing performance, and I think Lucas Preek's really hanging in there. Obviously, he's only played in a couple games over the last month, but he's kept the Grizzlies in it.
Yeah, Tyson, this has been a really fun game. This atmosphere is incredible. This place is so loud, I can barely even hear myself think sometimes. It's that loud. But you mentioned Parikh. I think you mentioned early on that he needs a little bit of time to settle into games, get some shots, routine saves. I think he did that. I think he really did settle into this game. The first 2 goals were not his fault. Those were deflections out in front. That's more on the Grizzlies defense not clearing the crease. The third one was a snipe by Marchino. Yes, that was just a snipe over the glove hand. So Parikh really has had a solid game, and I think there's key points where he kept the Grizzlies in this game. He made a few fantastic saves in the second period. One of them,
the breakaway Chiarenza.
Yeah, the breakaway save on Chiarenza. So Parikh is having himself an outstanding night, and if you'd watch him, you wouldn't even notice that he's a guy that's only played a few times over the last couple of months.
For the Grizzlies' victory, they will be tied for 4th place in the Mountain Division standings with Kansas City with 39 points. They have, as Utah has 39 now, or 37 now, and Kansas City's already lost. And you think about Rapid City, a team that plays with a lot of pride. They're a 500 club this year at 20-20-1, and obviously they don't want to get swept in a 3-game series. And so you're seeing a pretty good effort from the Rush tonight. And I know for the Grizzlies, you just have to match that. And I think Lucas Preekh and company have done a good job matching that. You knew it was going to be a physical game from the start because of the big crowd and because, obviously, of Utah winning the first 2 games of this series, and Rapid City wanted to make sure that they get on the winning track here leaving town, as they'll get on a plane tomorrow. And, for the Grizzlies, you're talking about 3-game winning streak, already a successful month of January of 7-3-1. And you're thinking about the last game in January, the Grizzlies' victory would mean a tremendous month of 8-3-1. So we'll see what happens here in the third period. It was great to see Jordan Martell get on the scoring sheet there, 5:55 into the first period. I wonder if special teams is going to play a factor here in the third period, because I think the officials are going to try to let them play if they can in the third period. So I'm not sure how many power plays we're going to get. Both teams are 1 for 5 on the power play. How's that goal going to get scored? Is it going to be a redirection out in front? I mean, Rapid City does have 2 redirection goals tonight. Can the Grizzlies find a way to keep Rapid City out of the paint, out of that area in front of Lucas Preekh? And really, for the Grizzlies, can you find a way to generate some power plays with your effort and hustle and see if you can get a one-timer for Nielsen or something like that?
Yeah, Tyson, I agree with that 100%. I think it's going to come down to an unconventional goal, maybe a tip out in front, maybe a rebound, something like that. And I like what you said about the Grizzlies being able to match what the Rush have done. They've done that. They've stuck through this game all the way through. And don't forget, these 2 teams met in the playoffs last season in the Mountain Division Final, with the Grizzlies winning that series. So I think for the Grizzlies to come out of here with a sweep would be fantastic, but they have to find a way to get the next goal and find a way to overcome whatever the Rush throw at them.
Especially since you consider the Mountain Division playoff standings. This is going to be a team that you're going to have to battle all year long for a playoff spot. So getting victories, especially here at Maverik Center, are critical. And the Grizzlies already have 2 of them this week, winning 3-1 on Wednesday and 6-4 on Friday. We're tied at 3 heading into the third period, as the Grizzlies will take the draw at center ice, skating from right to left. Rapid City will be skating from our left to our right as we see it from high atop section 114. Grizzlies win the draw as they move it ahead, as Dylan Fitz dumps it in as Logan Nelson chases after as we're skating 5-on-5 here to start the period. As Rapid City gets over to Logan Nelson, who's been very active tonight. Most active he's been against the Grizzlies this year. He'll kick it over to Nikolaev, who bounces off of his skate. Puck goes over to Brandon Cutler, who dumps it in as he had to extend to reach it. And Cutler will come off the ice. Grizzlies' first line change of the second period. As Logan Nelson skates in, right side shot, saved by Parikh. Lucas holds on, but Logan Nelson, that's his fifth shot already tonight. And he was outstanding for Rapid City last year. He's been a little bit quiet in recent games against the Grizzlies, but Logan Nelson has really made his presence felt for the Rush tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, he has. And don't forget about that game that he had against the Grizzlies. And these two played in Rapid City a few weeks ago. I think he had a hat trick in one of those games. He's a really dangerous player. The Grizzlies have to find a way to neutralize him if they want to walk out of here with a win.
All right, Chiarenza will take the draw against Tyler Penner. It's a face-off won by Rapid City as Calder Brooks gets held up in the corner as action in the Grizzlies zone. James Sherrill bouncing off a skate and it goes back to Parikh, who plays it behind his net. Parikh collides with Chiarenza. Now Rapid City with a shot. And I think we're going to have a penalty of some kind as the shot was taken by Calder Brooks. Parikh was behind the net. He got hit. The puck ended up to the left side over to Brooks. And then the whistle blew. Parikh was able to make the save. He didn't have a stick. I think there's going to be a penalty on both guys. Let's see. Somebody's going in for Rapid City. Interference is going to be a call on Cairns. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to get a power play 43 seconds into the third period.
Tyson, Grizzlies go back on the power play, but regardless, how about that save by Parikh on that last sequence, coming from behind the net and just sprawling out to make that save. Really good look there by Parikh, and he's been fantastic all game.
Yeah, Cairns hit Parikh from behind as Parikh was behind the net, and that's why the call was made. Drozgin in the right circle. Utah's won 3 in a row, looking to make it 4 in a row here tonight. Both teams are 1 for 5 on the power play. We talked about special teams potentially making a factor here in the third period. Nelson right wing shot saved by Chechelev. Rebound glides along the near boards and goes to Logan Nelson. Nelson 5 shots on goal. He's got an assist tonight. Skates towards the left circle. Nelson being shadowed by Nielsen. Now Nelson left side shot saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on after it bounced off his chest and towards the ice, and he was able to cover up. And even 1 minute into the third period. And for Utah, 1:43 left in the power play. Logan Nelson took a ton of shots for Rapid City last year, and it looks like he's being a lot more aggressive looking for a shot here tonight. This draw's going to be in the left circle, and it's won by the Grizzlies. As Pfizer gets over to Andrew Nilsson, who already has a power play goal tonight. Nilsson skates down the middle, feed it to the right side. Now back to Pfizer. Pfizer at neutral ice will cross center, and he'll throw it to Cutler. Cutler skates down the middle, steps over the blue line, gets over to the left circle. Cutler now around the net. He's on the right side as he'll skate back towards the point. Cutler stops in the right point. Now skates towards the corner, gets it to Wright, who drops it back off for Nilsson. Back to Cutler in the right corner. He'll get it, chip it up top for Nilsson. Nilsson gets the bouncing puck, and he'll throw it to Pfizer on the left side. Pfizer in the circle, surveys. Now he throws it up top for Nilsson. Nilsson takes a lefty shot, and it's blocked in front of Chechelev. Rebound goes out to the right side. Cameron Wright in the right circle. Stops in the corner, throws it up top. Cutler fakes a shot. Gets it up for Nilsson. Nilsson dishes to the left side for Pfizer. Pfizer glides it back to Nilsson. Nilsson up top for Wright. Back to Nilsson, who's now in the right circle across to Pfizer. One-timer. Left save by Chechelev. And he holds on. Really good look by Taran Pfizer from the left side, but Chechelev made a quick glove save about ankle high.
Yeah, Tyson Chechelev was ready for that one. He saw that one all the way through, went post to post, made that save. Really good one.
46 seconds left in the power plays. Chris Hagan announces the attendance, and it is 10,397. A sellout crowd here at Maverik Center. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Both teams made a line change. As Cam Strong will take the draw. He's got the Rooster, Jordan Martell. Dylan Fitz up front. The back end is Bryson Martin and James Shearer. As Rapid City wins the faceoff, they skate towards the far side and clear it out as it goes past James Shearer onto Parikh, who stops it at the side of his net, and it gets it to Shearer. As Bryson Martin, the former Sabres draft pick. This is the 8th different ECHL team he's been on. As Martin at neutral ice will cross center. He's got good speed. Martin gains the line. There's a big collision at the blue line. Martin keeps the puck, skates towards the left corner. It's Bryson Martin now to the right side, being shadowed by Kenton Helgeson. He'll try to throw it behind the net. Rapid City gets it and clears it out to center. Grizzlies late in the power play, throw it to neutral ice. 10 seconds left in the man advantage as Shearer feeds to the right side. The Rooster stops on the right side. Drops it back off for Shearer. Back to Martel. Now to Martin. Rapid City got a stick in the way. That's Nikolaev. Puck glides towards Parikh, who's 10 feet in front of the crease, and he'll throw it past Martin out to neutralize. Fitz gathers the puck. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Chechelev, and he holds on as Fitz took the shot from neutral ice on the left wing. 17:07 left in the third. Grizzlies are up to 13 shots. Rapid City's taking 26, but it doesn't matter because the score's tied at 3, and it's anybody's game.
Yeah, Tyson, I like that look there from Dylan Fitz. There was a point in last night's game where he took a similar shot, and it almost went in. Caught the goalie off guard. And you know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so I like that look from Dylan Fitz.
Draws give me in the left circle. Two best crowds of the season here the last 2 nights. Grizzlies win the draw. Aaron Tho's shot, and it glanced off the stick and flies off the protective netting and out of play. 17:03 left in the third. Still tied at 3. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Guy, I hear you're on Twitter as well.
I am on Twitter now, Tyson. It's Chiarenza27, Chiarenza 27.
So I had a podcast you're releasing errors. Grizzlies win the draw. Bartley with a shot that goes wide. It glides along the far boards. As Grizzlies behind their own net, will feed it back to the far corner. Chiarenza gets it. Chiarenza throws it to the left point for Zolsdorf. He takes a shot, and it goes wide as it glanced off a Grizzly stick. Flies towards the end boards. Now the Grizzlies will move it ahead. Victor Bartley crosses center ice to throw a left wing pass to Cutler. Cutler drops it off for Pfizer down the middle. Pfizer gets it poked away. Back to Aaron Tho. Bounces off the end wall for Pfizer. Pfizer drops it off along the near wall for Cutler. Back to Tho. Tho fakes a shot, skates towards left circle. Now he takes another shot, and it's blocked. Now Tho feeds it down the middle, and it's behind Penner. As it goes to the right point, Bartley spins it around. Grizzlies throw it to Pfizer along the left corner. Pfizer being shadowed by Chiarenza. Chiarenza hits Pfizer, but Pfizer keeps his feet and feeds it up top for Tho. Tho back to the left corner, and he gets it over towards Cutler. He takes a shot that's blocked. Puck bounces towards Rapid City behind the net. Rush, look for Yamamoto, but the pass is wide, and icing is going to be on the Rush with 15 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third. I think you have to like the fact the Grizzlies are getting some offensive zone time here over the last couple minutes.
Yeah, Tyson, I do think that is good for the Grizzlies. And I think that's going to be one of the keys to the game if they're going to want to win this thing down the stretch is I think whoever has the more dominant offensive zone time, whoever has possession is going to end up winning this game.
Keaton Jamison will take the draw against Rory Chiarenza. As a draw won by Utah. James Shearer in the left point will fire a lefty shot. Pad saved by Chechelev. Rebound goes out to Calder Brooks in the far corner. Rapid City skates from left to right as we see it from section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. As Shearer throws it ahead. Grizzlies, Kyle Pouncey, who scored a second period goal, is first of the season. Now Cameron Wright, left side. Shot goes wide. Nielsen gets it back towards Fitz. Stays in the corner. Aliardi battles. Wright nudges across to Jamison behind the net. Back towards the corner. Cameron Wright to the right side. Skates towards the circle. Wright up top to Shearer, left wing. Now across, back to Wright. One-timer, kick save by Chechelev. Now Wright gets another shot, fires a tough angled look that goes wide. What a stop by Chechelev. Puck goes back to the right side for Nielsen. He'll lift it in the air as the puck glides along the end wall. Alex Carlson delivers a hit. Jamison in the corner trying to dance around Zolsdorf. Now Utah along the near boards. Cameron Wright gets hit. Wright gets around Logan Nelson. Out to the goal line. Wright feeds it off the boards for Shearer. He'll take a shot, and it's blocked by Nikolaev. Nikolaev limping a little bit as the Grizzlies get it back to Nelson. Oh, he gets it poked away. Logan Nelson gets it. Nelson skates towards the left circle. Tries to get around Shearer. Takes a shot that goes wide. And Nelson looking for the wraparound. And Shearer cuts him off, and the puck glides towards Parikh, who covers up. Great job by James Shearer cutting off the angle for Logan Nelson. We're talking about James Shearer and all the things he does well. He's great in one-on-one situations on open ice.
Yeah, Tyson, he really played that one perfectly. Just got in the way of Nelson, didn't let him get a shot away, and the puck eventually trickled on to Parikh, who was able to cover it up. James Shearer just makes a lot of great defensive plays, and the stuff that he doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but he really is a great player for the Grizzlies.
Rush won the faceoff. Carter Robertson shot saved by Parikh. Carter Robertson has had a good game for Rapid City as the Grizzlies cross center. Cam Strong dumps it in. As Carter Robertson gets hit by Strong, Grizzlies around the Rapid City net, trying to feather it out in front to Fitz. Fitz couldn't handle it. Quinn Wickers gets it, and he'll throw it back to the far side. His leader gets the puck, wearing number 45. Will ricochet off the far boards, goes back to McDonald. The Grizzlies captain goes D-to-D for Thomas. Thomas out to center ice. Pass bounced off the far boards, looking for Martell. Chases after it. Rapid City moves it ahead, but it bounced off of Martell and into the Rush bench. As we get a whistle with 14:04 left in the third period. We had quite a few whistles here in the first segment of play in the third.
Yeah, Tyson, it seems like this game has slowed down a little bit to start the third period. Do you think that these teams are a little scared to take a little bit more runs, maybe a little bit fearful to take a penalty? I think the memo from the coaches was obviously probably to be disciplined in the third period.
They don't want to give a team a power play, especially in a game like this, because a power play can make the difference. This type of game, especially with two evenly matched teams, where all the little things are going to make a big difference here in the third period. As the puck goes towards the far boards, Grizzlies battling 2-on-2. Goes to Kenton Helgeson. Helgeson, the former Grizzly, second year as Rapid City's captain, skates around the net. He's got good speed. He's a good athlete. As the Rush move it out to center ice for Calder Brooks, who dumps it in. Helgeson gets around Bartley. It's a big collision behind the end wall, towards the end wall. As Chiarenza over there, as it goes back over to Calder Brooks, looks for a shot. It's blocked by Bartley. Bryson Martin crosses center ice. Martin to the right wing. Gets around a skater. Martin loses the puck, though, as Kenton Helgeson feeds it back to the far corner. Grizzlies back in the corner, skate around the net as Martin to the near side. Will chip it back up top for Shearer. Skates over there, but couldn't keep the zone. As it goes out to neutral ice, Grizzlies will reset. Shearer moves it ahead to Cutler. Cutler skates towards the left circle. Toe drag, shot, and fanned on a little bit. Cutler gets blasted by Tyson Helgeson behind Rapid City's net. Cutler gets back to his feet, but the Rush skate in 3-on-3. Rush down the middle. Lefty shot by Fuke goes high. Cutler skates towards the bench. Luckily, he's okay. Grizzlies out to center. As Cameron Wright hangs out at neutral ice. Now he dumps it in as the Grizzlies made a change around him. Rush will drop it. Play starting to get physical again over to the far corner. Utah looks to center to Jamison. Rapid City clears it back to center. Shearer across to Nilsson. Now back to Shearer. As James in the Grizzlies zone over to Jamison, who taps it in. Or did he? No, he didn't, says the linesman. And icing's on the Grizzlies with 12:34 left in the third.
Well, Tyson, I take back what I said earlier. It seems like these teams are not scared to take runs. We've seen a few big hits ever since I mentioned that. So,
thanks. You brought the physical play back into this thing.
There we go.
Luckily, Cutler was able to get back to his feet as Tyson Helgeson really hit him pretty hard behind Rapid City's net.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler took a big hit there. We also saw somebody on the Grizzlies take a run at Iverson. So, physicality plays back.
Grizzlies win the face-off. They dump it in. Martell chases it down in the corner, being shadowed by Alex Carlson. Martell throws it from one corner to the other as Jamison gets hit by Logan Nelson, who's been outstanding tonight. Puck glides back towards Alex Carlson. Over to Zulsdorf behind the Rush net. Puck glides towards the corner. Rapid City gets it. Logan Nelson, rink-wide pass to Aliardi. Did he get a piece of it? The linesman says no, and icing is on the Rush with 12:10 left in the third. Wonder fatigue. Obviously, it's not a 3-3 situation, but obviously both teams giving out a lot of energy. I wonder what kind of stamina and how much petrol both teams have, how much energy they have here in the third period. You think for the Grizzlies, they don't play till Wednesday night, so it's kind of an empty the bucket kind of thing here in the third period. Just go all out.
Yeah, Tyson, I think the interesting thing is Chechelev did start last night's game, but he was pulled halfway through. So Parikh is fresh in net. We'll see how Chechelev fares here down the stretch.
As the Grizzlies get it, left point, Fitz lifts it in the air. It's held on by Chechelev. It was kind of awkward because it was kind of between his body, but he was able to corral it. 12:03 left in the third period. Time out on the ice. It's anybody's game as it's the final game of the three-game set. Utah's looking for the sweep. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Minutes, 3 seconds left in regulation. They're tied at 3. Rapid City has outshot Utah 28-15. Cam Strong will take the face off. He's got Martell to his right and Fitz to his left. Defensive pairing up top is Connor McDonald and Aaron Tho. We've had a fun one here. Sellout crowd of 10,397. The Allen Americans will be in town for a 3-game set. You're at Maverik Center next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Utah looking for the sweep march over the shot. He scores! The Rooster gets his second of the game as he scored from the left side. And Utah's taking a 4-3 lead. The Grizzlies won the face-off. Puck ended up in the left side near the net. And then Martell fired away and somehow got it past Chechelev.
Tyson might pick to click the Rooster. He gets in another one, his second of the game. And sometimes it's just those bang-bang plays that catch Chechelev off guard. Puck is in between a bunch of rush skaters. And Martell's just able to get a stick on it and put it home.
Looked like the face-off rolled towards the end wall. Cam Strong kicked it out towards Martell. Skated to a spot where he can get a shooting angle on the left wing. And was able to get it past Chechelev. So Jordan Martell, second of the game and 6th of the year, as he scores a goal. Cam Strong with the assist. It's Strong's second assist of the contest. Rapid City from neutral ice dumps it in. Andrew Nilsson behind Utah's net. Throws it towards Taryn Pfizer. Now Penner gets it at the Utah blue line. They'll throw it cross ice. It bounced off a rush skater. Bounces off the near glass. The Rush will move it ahead. As Calder Brooks' right wing takes a shot and glanced off the stick of Shearer and goes out to play off the protective netting. 11:31 left in the third as Utah's goal was scored 8:04 into the third. Grizzlies fans are hoping that turns out to be the game winner as Martell is 6th of the year and 2nd of the game, and Cam Strong now has 2 assists.
Tyson, that was a big-time goal. Not only does it give the Grizzlies the lead, but it also gets this crowd back into the game. This place erupted after that goal. It's loud in here now. The Grizzlies need to feed off that momentum and carry it in the last 11 minutes and 31 seconds of this game.
It's important over the next couple shifts to keep that momentum. As the draws in the Grizzly zone, it's won by Rapid City. Solsdorf shot it, glanced off a stick and flies out of play. Good job by the Grizzlies getting sticks in the way on many occasions here tonight. Draw's going to stay in the Grizzly zone in the right circle. The commissioner, Ryan Creelan, is in attendance here tonight. First time he's been to Maverik Center this year, which means the first time he's seen the big video board at center ice. As the draw won by Utah. Grizzlies skate out to neutralize. Cameron Wright dumps it in. He has to get around Carlson as Olsdorf to the near corner gets to Logan Nelson. Nelson at least 6 shots for Rapid City tonight. He'll lift it in the air. It bounces towards Nikolaev's ankles. Goes back to Bartley in his own zone. Back to Pouncey. Now to the far side. Grizzlies will bounce it off the boards. Utah gets it at center. Grizz step over the offensive lines. They skate towards the high slot. Wright takes a shot that's blocked by Nikolaev. Aliardi 2-on-5. Steps over the line. Right side. He'll dump it to Nikolaev, who gets pushed by Bryson Martin. As Utah will move it ahead. Victor Bartley throws a right wing pass. Grizzlies will carry it out to center ice. And Kyle Pouncey at the end of his shift crosses center ice and dumps it in and gets off the ice. The Grizzlies get 5 fresh skaters. Rapid City crosses center as Calder Brooks over to Marshall. Right wing shot, kick saved by Preek. And the rebound goes out to Utah. As the Grizz, Dylan Fitz crosses center ice, right wing. He'll skate towards the circle. Right centers it. Shot, and that one goes wide. That was Martell looking for a hat trick and just swung and missed on it. As Rapid City throws it to center ice, Calder Brooks right wing, gains the line. He'll skate towards his left. Now he's in the slot. Shot, glove saved by Preek. And Lucas holds on with 10:15 left in the third. Boy, Martell there just kind of fanned on the one-time attempt there on a pass from Fitz. He's looking for the hat trick. And then Rapid City came back in the transition game. Really quick shot by Calder Brooks. And Preek was able to make a quick glove save.
Yeah, Tyson, that was a good save by Parik. And really, Jordan Martell should have 4 goals in this game. He put in the first one, had another chance later on that he missed just wide. And then that chance there, but he has the second one, the equal or the go-ahead goal for the Grizzlies. He's on fire tonight.
Rapid City wins the draw in the offensive zone as Yamamoto loses it. Puck goes to the left point. Tyson Helgeson spins it around. Max Cota behind the net. He's on the right side over to Helgeson. He gets it taken away as Utah lifts it high into the air, just under the video board as it bounces in the rush zone. Tyson Helgeson gathers. He's being shadowed by Penner. Helgeson around his own net. Penner continues to shadow him as Helgeson throws it to the far side. Tyson, that is. Now back to Kenton Helgeson, the former Grizzly who crosses center ice right wing. He dumps it in as he gets hit by Nelson. Puck rolls to Preek, who stops at the side of his net. As fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Penner gets ahead to Pfizer. No icing. Chechlev behind his net will feed it to the near boards. Grizzlies gather it. Left wing shot goes wide. It was taken by Cutler. Now right side, Grizzlies shot, and it's blocked as Alex Carlson in the far corner has the puck. He's 6'5" and 215 pounds. He throws it behind the net for Kenton Helgeson, who fakes to his right. Now he feeds it to his left for Yamamoto. Back to Carlson. Rolls past him on to Chechlev, who has to stop it in the crease, and he gets it back to Carlson. Carlson back to the left side. We'll chip it ahead. Rapid City will cross center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. It's a rush skate in. Utah pokes it away from Nikolaev. Now to neutral ice. Grizzlies move it to center ice. Cameron Wright lifts it and dumps it into the rush zone. As Kyle Pouncey in the right corner. Battles with Carter Robertson, who takes the puck away from him. Now ahead to Aliardi. It bounced off his stick to neutral ice. Grizzlies gather it as Victor Bartley back in his own zone. Will feed it ahead. Brandon Cutler back to neutral ice. Make that Cam Strong. Strong ahead to the Rapid City blue line for Martel. Dumps it in. Puck towards the far boards. Grizzlies complete a line change as Nikolaev will bounce it off of Martel. Martel skates towards the right side, being double teamed. Martel gets back checked by Nikolaev, but Martel keeps the puck. They'll throw it to Fitz. Fitz with a shot that goes wide. He's kind of fanned on it. Didn't get much on the righty shot. As Olsdorf in the left corner will feed it across to Robertson. Now back to Nikolaev. Will bounce it off of Fitz. Fitz keeps it in the right point. And he'll bounce it off the Rio Tinto sign as the Grizzlies make another line change. Just over 8 minutes left in regulation. Utah leads 4-3 as Martel's got 2 goals tonight. Rapid City looks to center to Marshall. It kicks off his skate and goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone as Marshall spins it to the near side. Cutler throws to the right point. Butte kept it in. Over to the left side. Now back to Wickers. One-timer. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on with 7:48 left in the third. After the whistle, Grizzlies trying to protect Parikh. And fans get excited there every time they see a little bit of what the lame, cliched broadcasters would say, a little bit of extracurricular after the whistle. Shout out Kenny Albert.
A little bit of tomfoolery over there in the corner.
No. In broadcasting school, it's extracurricular. They think it's creative. It's okay.
A skirmish of sorts.
A little bit of words being exchanged.
I think it's important here down the stretch that the Grizzlies stay composed. They keep their emotions in check. They got the lead here. You don't want to take a penalty and let Rapid City back into this one.
Draws in the left circle of the Grizzlies zone. It's won by Rapid City. They feed it to Kenton Helgeson. He's down the middle, takes a lefty shot, and it's blocked. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Tyson Helgeson will throw it back towards the Grizzlies bench from Marshall. Dumps it in. Puck glides towards the near wall. Calder Brooks, 2 goals last night. Feeds it down the middle for Fuke, who couldn't reach it. It's Marshall in the left corner, trying to get it to Brooks. Puck bounced over to the right circle as Kenton Helgeson around Jamison. Jamison loses his stick, wanted a penalty, none to be had. Helgeson centers it, kicks off the skate, and Parikh gloves it as the puck kind of lifted about ankle high. Lucas Fuke out in front of the net, and Grizzlies try to tell him to get out of the crease after the whistle. 7:18 left in the third, and you're going to see a lot of those battles out in front of the net as the game progresses. Obviously, Rapid City wants to see if they can find a way to get that tying goal out in front of Parikh.
Yeah, Tyson, and Rapid City's first 2 goals that they scored in the game came off of deflections that were out in front of Parikh. Parikh was screened. Guy was out in front, able to get a stick on it and tip it home. I think that's got to be one of the ways that they're looking to score the equalizer.
Face-offs in the right circle. 2 assists for Cam Strong and Taryn Pfizer tonight. Jamison gets 2 minutes for hooking. He's the one that wanted the call, but the penalty's on him. So Rapid City's on a power play. 12:42 into the third period. As both teams have 1 power play goal tonight. Puck is in the right point and squirts out to center ice. So Jamison, 2 minutes for hooking. He's in the box right now. Rapid City's on the power plays. Logan Nelson crosses center ice. He'll drive it around the boards. Parikh couldn't cut it off as it rolls towards the near wall. Corey Thomas battles with Aliardi. As Thomas, about as big as anybody on the Grizzlies club at 6'5", he gets over to Taryn Pfizer. Pfizer carries it out to neutral ice. Now he backs it out into his own zone, and he'll clear it out, but it just goes into the Rapid City zone, not all the way. Zolsdorf will carry it out to neutral ice. Now Zolsdorf skates around the center ice logo. Now he's back in his own end. As Zolsdorf, now at neutral ice, will feed it to the far side for Aliardi, who will spin it along the wall. Parikh has it glance off his stick to the near corner as Corey Thomas battles with Yamamoto. He'll feed it over to Fitz, who clears it out to Chechlev, who will kick it over to the far corner. Grizzlies make a line change halfway through Rapid City's power play. 6:13 and counting left in the third. Utah leads 4-3. As Lucas Fuke skates down the middle. He crosses center ice. He'll chip it over to the left side. Back over to Fuke, who's got 2 goals this season, both against Utah. Fuke up top for Marshall. He's on the right side. Back to Brooks behind the net. Brooks skates towards the far side as he collides with a Grizzly. Fits over there as well. Max Cota in the area. Brooks trying to spin it around. Didn't get very far as Bartley collides with Cota. Now he kicks it across. Utah gets it, and Cameron Wright clears it out. Wright's been outstanding on the Grizzlies' penalty kills here tonight. He'll skate off as 4 new Grizzlies enter. 20 seconds left in the Rapid City power play. 5:35 and counting left in the third as Max Cota, right side, steps over the line, glides towards the corner, gets over to Leader. Grizzlies gather it. Brandon Cutler clears it out. Chechelev behind his net will cut it off as Jamison is standing up in the penalty box. 3 seconds left in the Rapid City power play as Jamison's out of the box right now, and we're back to even strength. As it goes over to the left side, over the stick of Buke in the Grizzlies zone. McDonald collides with the referee. Grizzlies will move it ahead. Pass towards Cam Strong. He couldn't reach it. Now Robertson will bounce off a Grizzly towards Utah's bench. Rapid City skates back in. Around McDonald. Puck glides towards Parikh, who covers up. As we get a whistle with 4 minutes and 59 seconds left in regulation. We'll find out how this one ends when we come back as Utah leads 4-3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
.459 left in regulation. As Utah leads 4-3. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Jordan Martell has 2 goals for the Grizzlies. Right now he's got the deciding goal. As Rapid City wins the face-off, they kick it out to the left side. We're skating 5-on-5 as a rush to the left point. They feed it back to the corner as Quinn Wickers around the net. He wears number 5. He'll throw it up top for Robertson. He'll take a lefty shot and it's blocked out in front. Nikolaya battling. Rush. Skate on to Parikh, but Parikh covers up.
Well, we've got some more extracurricular activities over there by Parikh. To use that old cliche. But I think we're going to see a lot of that going down the stretch in this game. Under 5 minutes to go.
Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Rapid City's had the puck in the offensive zone for a decent amount of time here in the third period. Rush outshot the Grizzlies 33-16. Utah has 4 goals on 16 shots on Daniil Chechelev. Last of a 3-game series, Utah looking for the sweep. Grizz will be in town next week against the Allen Americans. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. Next Grizzlies game will be a Bud Light College night with discounted student tickets. Guy, you can get in for a discounted rate on Wednesday.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I think I got to tell my friends, eh?
Draw's giving me in the right circle. As it's won by Utah, Andrew Nilsson gets pushed in the corner by Cota. Remember, Cota and Nilsson collided big time at neutral ice earlier in the game. Grizzlies towards the near side will cross center ice. Grizz will fire towards Chechelev and dump it in. Utah chasing after it. There's Cameron Wright in the area. Kyle Pouncey as well, who might be a star tonight. Over to Cota across the center ice. He's surrounded by 4 Grizzlies, so Cota lifts it into the corner. He'll chase after it as he collides with James Shearer. Cota gets held up along the boards. Back to Rapid City. Carter Robertson feeds it to Helgeson, who fakes a shot, skates towards the corner. Trying to drop it back off for Robertson. Utah clears it out as Cameron Wright got hit right in the face with a cross check by Marshall. No call as Rapid City throws to center ice looking for Cota. Goes over a stick and he doesn't make contact, so icing is on the rush. With 3:56 left in the third, but it looks like Cameron Wright got hit with a cross check there by Matt Marshall across the face and didn't get called.
Yeah, Tyson, it did. And I think we're at that point in the game where the referees don't really want to call a penalty. They just want to let it play out as it is. 3:56 left in the game. Unless it's something really blatant, I don't think they're going to make a call.
Yeah, they want to let these teams decide it on the ice tonight. Penner will take the face-off for Utah. He's been Utah's Iron Man. This is game 40 of the regular season. He not only has played in all 40 games this season, but all 72 last year. He's playing in his 112th consecutive game for the Grizzlies, including every playoff game last season as well. Puck over in the right corner after the draw in the Rapid City zone is Penner back to Pfizer. Pfizer over to the right side. He's got 2 assists tonight. Cutler in the area as Calder Brooks continues to battle. Rapid City comes out of the scrum with the puck as they'll cross center ice. Coda dumps it in. On to Preku. Thought about covering it up. Now he gives it to Bartley on the near side. Bartley throws it out to the Utah blue line. Picked off by the rush. It's Colton Leader. Skates over to the left side. Makes a nice move. Takes a shot. Glove save by Preek. Lucas holds on with 3:23 left in the third. Lucas Preek, one of those goaltenders that, I think he's at his best when he's busy. He sees a lot of action. He's seen 35 shots tonight, but he's stopped 32 of them.
Yeah, Tyson, he has been busy, but it really seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder, something to prove. He wants to come out. He wants this win against his former team. He's been really sharp tonight, made a few key saves in this third period. It's going to be up to Lucas to carry the Grizzlies to victory.
Draw one by, kind of stays in the circle for a little bit. Utah comes out over with the puck. Riz cross center. They dump it in as Pouncey chases it in the corner, but Rapid City gets it. Aliardi gets hit in front of his own net. There's a rush skate around the net. As Olsdorf to the near side will chip it ahead. Out to center ice for Nikolaev, who's got 10 goals this season. Nikolaev skates towards the left side, centers it. Shot by Nelson, saved by Parikh. As good move by Rapid City to the left side, centered it to Nelson. Nelson didn't get all of it. This puck just kind of bounced off of Nelson's stick on to Parikh, who's able to make the save with 2:58 left in the third.
Yeah, Tyson, and once again, Parikh is on it. He's on his A game right now, and that's what the Grizzlies are going to need if they want to walk out of here with the victory. I said before, Parikh really wants to get that win against his former team.
A great job by Corey Thomas staying step for step for Nelson, as Nelson took the centering pass out in front of the net, but couldn't really do much with it because Thomas was hanging over his right shoulder. As the draw won by Utah's Andrew Nelson spins it along the wall. It goes to the near side past everybody, and it looks like Utah is going to get called for icing as we get a whistle with 2:49 left in the third. It's the last game in the month of January. Grizzlies are 7-3-1 in January, and that's certainly big considering that they struggled a little bit in the win-loss column in the month of December. After all, in December, they went just 3-9. Utah was an even 6-6 in the month of November. They started the season 2-2. Draw's going to be in the right circle. That's won by Rapid City. It's Carter Robertson, a +9 this season. Skates towards his left, takes a shot that's blocked. Puck towards the near boards. Grizzlies will move it ahead. It goes to center ice. Robertson gets hit by Dylan Fitz as Coda dumps it in. Parikh behind his net throws to the far side. Grizzlies get it across to Shearer. Shearer back to the far side for Martel. Glanced off his stick and flies into the rush zone. And it looks like icing is going to be called on the Grizzlies again with 2:23 left in the third.
Well, Tyson, a big face-off coming up here. It's going to be in the Grizzlies, and I think you got to win that face-off. I don't think you want to let the Rush get possession off the rip because they have the chance to pull Chechelev. He's still in there right now, but they could eventually add that extra skater if they get possession here.
We're probably about 50 seconds away from Chechelev getting pulled for the extra attacker. 2:23 left in the third. I'd imagine with about a minute and a half, if the left in regulation, if the puck is still in the Grizzlies zone, they'll probably pull him for the extra attacker. Draws on the right side. It's won by Rapid City. Nikolaev with a shot, and it's blocked. Nelson will lift it out to center ice. Bouncing pucks taken by Zulsdorf as Utah sneaks in a line change. Grizzlies take it away. Martel looking for the hat trick. Left wing shot. And kind of fanned on it a little bit as it rolls towards Chechelev. As I think Martel thought he got tripped up, but no calls being made. Dylan Fitz wanted a trip, but escape 5-on-5 as both teams make a line change. 2:10 left in the third.
Yeah, Tyson, you mentioned that we could see Chechelev leave in about 30 seconds now. Stoppert was pretty aggressive with pulling his goalie last night. I wonder if he'll do the same thing, maybe just a little bit under 2 minutes here if the Rush get possession and go the other way.
Strong will take the face off. He's got Pfizer to his left, Cutler to his right. Up top is Martin and Bartley. Rush have outshot the Grizzlies 36-16, but it doesn't matter as the Grizzlies lead 4-3. Helgeson around the net as Rapid City wins the face-off. Will clear it out to center as Cutler dumps it back in as it hits off the left corner. As Olsdorf back towards Helgeson. Grizzlies center it. Cutler's shot couldn't get it off as he was too close to Chechelev. Puck rolls back to the right corner. 150 left in regulation. Nelson around to Aliardi. He's in the near side. He'll get it to center ice. Nikolaev, 1-on-2. Gets around Bartley. He's now on the right side. Chechelev still in net as Nikolaev collides with Bartley in the corner. Both guys go down. Taran Pfizer skates around Preek's net. Now he skates down the middle. Over to the right side as Cutler trying to find Pfizer cutting in front of the net. Picked off by the rush. Aliardi at neutralized. Cross the center. Gets around Jamison. As Chechelev comes off, left wing, shot saved by Preek. 1:20 left in the third. Rapid City's net is empty. As Cutler gets hit, Rapid City will feed it off the boards to the near side for Leader. Right circle, shot goes wide. Puck glides to Carter Robertson. He cuts it off from the left point. Now Marshall, high slot shot, and it glides off a Grizzly and goes out of play. As Marshall's shot hit off the ankle of Taran Pfizer. That flies off the protective netting. 1:06 left in the third period. Utah leads 4-3. Rapid City's net is empty. I wonder if Scott Burt's going to think about using his timeout as he gets the clipboard out. Brian Kanasevich, the Grizzlies coach, has his clipboard out. And it looks like Rapid City's going to use their one. Well, let's see if they use their timeout. They make a line change. And Scott Burt kind of playing it slowly. As it looks like Rapid City is going to use their one timeout. We'll keep it here with 1:06 left in regulation. It's Ryan Kanasevich, the Grizzlies head coach, has got the clipboard out, and he's going to drop a defensive game plan to see if the Grizzlies can find a way to secure a victory and secure a series sweep. I guarantee Grisby's in one of the corners with a broom right now. He's over on the far side. He's thinking about it.
Yeah,
Grisby's thinking about bringing the broom out.
He doesn't have the broom yet, but I'm sure he's got it tucked away somewhere just in case. But I think this is a big final minute here for the Grizzlies, and I think that crowd is going to play a big factor. We've got a sellout here at the Maverik Center. I'm sure you guys all heard just how loud they were over what I have as the best crowd mic in the league.
Yeah.
I think if this crowd can get loud enough, it could really disrupt whatever Rapid City is planning here. They're going to have to keep their heads up and look to see where guys are, because you're not going to be able to hear anything with how loud this crowd is.
10,397 here at Maverik Center tonight. Sellout crowd. And as the timeout is over, Scott Burt taking as much time as he can to try to talk with his unit. Jordan Martell has 2 goals tonight. He's got the deciding goal in the game as he scored 8:04 into the third period with Cam Strong getting the assist. Cam Strong has 2 assists for the Grizzlies tonight. He could be a star. Kyle Pouncey scored a late second period goal for the Grizzlies as well. Andrew Nilsson with a power play goal for Utah. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Calder Brooks had 2 goals last night. He's taking the face-off. And the draw won by Utah as Connor McDonald spins along the boards. I think it was Jamison that won the draw for Utah. As McDonald along the near boards, battles with Brooks. McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, spins it to the far side. Aliardi battles with Penner as Coda gets hit by Jamison. Puck in the far corner. Corey Thomas battles with Marcineau. 48 seconds left. Utah delivers a hit, and it's going to be a penalty. As Keaton Jamison played physical against Rapid City in the corner, and it's going to be a penalty on the Grizzlies. Cross-checking is going to be the call. So it looks like Jamison's going to serve 2 minutes or the rest of regulation.
Yeah, Tyson, he laid out Calder Brooks there on the far circle along the far boards.
That's big because he's the guy that took the face-off and won it. So it's probably going to be Tyler Penner, I'd imagine, that take this face-off for Utah.
Yeah, and this is not ideal for the Grizzlies now. It's going to be a 6-on-4 for Rapid City.
Let's see who's going to take the draw for the Grizzlies, and it is going to be Penner. Face-off's going to be in the near circle. So 6-on-4. Rapid City's net is empty as the Grizzlies lead the game 4-3. As Jamison's penalty, time of it 19:15 in. 44.8 seconds left in the Maverik Center clock. Penner will take the face-off against Matt Marshneau. Marshneau scored a second period goal for Rapid City. As Jamison's in the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Remember, the Grizzlies can ice the puck without getting called for icing. As the draw won by Rapid City. Brooks over to Nelson. Nelson, the high slot, takes a shot. Saved by Parikh. He holds on without a rebound. 40.4 seconds left in the third.
So with that penalty, now that the Grizzlies are on the penalty kill, with the net wide open, they can take as many cracks at it if they want.
And not get called for icing.
Get called for icing. So that could be a blessing in disguise for the Grizzlies if they're able to win this faceoff.
I always thought that, but then you think that you'd still have 4 on the ice, so it is still an advantage for Rapid City. as the draw won by the Rush. Brooks gets up top for Nilsson in the right point. Back to Marshall. He gets hit by Bartley as the puck glides towards the end wall. 30 seconds left as Nikolaev chips it over towards Brooks. He gets the stick held up as Marshall feeds to Brooks or to Nelson. Back to Marshall. Back to Nelson, who faked a one-timer, throws to Aliardi. Shot and goes wide. 20 seconds left. Grizzlies clear it out to center. 16 seconds left. Rapid City's Nelson has to dump it back in. Creek has a bounce off his stick as it rolls towards the left corner. 10 seconds left. As Rapid City back in the seconds. He looks to center. It goes away. Marshall keeps the line. 2 seconds left. He loses the puck, and that'll do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 4-3, and there is no doubt about it as they complete the 3-game sweep of Rapid City. As Lucas Parikh was outstanding in net, stopping 35 of 38. And the Grizzlies end the month of January in style with an 8-3-1 record. And Grisby does have the broom out at center ice. Right, he's actually on the right side as he's got the broom just sweeping away as Utah gets the 3-game sweep over Rapid City. As the Grizzlies are now 5-2-1 in 8 contests against the Rush. Jordan Martell is going to be the number 1 star as he scored 2 goals, including the game winner, as he scored 8:04 into the third period. And Guy, Rapid City with a furious rush, had a power play there towards the end, and the Grizzlies just held strong. Lucas Parikh, an outstanding third period to complete his 4th victory of the season.
Yeah, Tyson, once again, the Grizzlies' penalty kill was up to the task. They were able to shut down the Rush towards the end. And how about a performance from Lucas Parikh? One for the ages. He gets the win against his former team.
As the Grizzlies go around the ice and thank the Grizzlies fans. What a sellout crowd here at Maverik Center of 10,391 for Guns N' Hoses night. And you think about the Grizzlies coming off a rough month of December, playing outstanding here in January. They've got a lot of home games here in the month of February, starting with a 3-game set against the Allen Americans this upcoming Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And the Grizzlies are now tied with Kansas City for 4th place in the Mountain Division as both teams now have 39 standings points.
Tyson, the Grizzlies are playing the best hockey I've seen them play all season, and they are red hot right now. This is a team that if you're an opponent, you see them on the schedule, you don't want to face the Grizzlies. They're a tough team to beat, and they're going to be a tough team to beat heading down the stretch towards the playoffs.
Post-game show starts in 30 seconds. Once again, the final score here from Maverik Center. It's the Utah Grizzlies 4 and the Rapid City Rush 3. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Final score here at Maverik Center. Utah Grizzlies 4, Rapid City 3. 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star. He got the game-winning assist. Cam Strong. He was a +2 for the Grizzlies. He was outstanding. Cam Strong, the 3rd star. He'll toss a T-shirt into section 125. Seems to be a favorite section for the Grizzlies to toss T-shirts in. As the 2nd star is Kyle Pouncey. Well, you can't underestimate the goal that he scored with 15 seconds left in the second period. As Pouncey tied the game, it's his first goal of the season. He had 3 goals in 45 games last year, and that gave the Grizzlies some momentum heading into the locker room. And I think it was a huge play in this game. And the number 1 star, 2 goals, including the game winner, Jordan Martell, the Rooster. He scored 8:04 into the third period. He also scored Utah's first goal. Got 5:55 into the first. So Utah sweeps the 3-game series, but Rapid City scored first in 2 of the 3 games. Rapid City got on the board first tonight, 4:34 in as Alex Aliardi got his 14th of the year. Carter Robertson and Logan Nelson with the assists. Martell scored his first of 2 goals, 5:55 into the first, with Dylan Fitz and Cam Strong getting the assist. So Strong got an assist in both of the Martell goals. Rapid City took a 2-1 lead as Rory Cairns redirected a Quinn Wicker shot. 10:52 into the first. Both of Rapid City's goals in the first period came on redirections. Rush took a 2-1 lead. 10:52 into the first. Andrew Nelson tied it up. A 5-on-3 power play goal, his 7th of the season. His 5th power play goal, which is now tied for the team lead with Johnny Walker. Walker's been out for about a month, but Andrew Nelson catches up with him as both guys have 5 power play goals on the season. Cutler and Pfizer with the assist, and the score is tied at 2 after 20 minutes of play. Matt Marshall gave Rapid City a 3-2 lead as he scored his team leading 18th of the year. Max Cota and Calder Brooks got the assist. It was a power play goal. Both teams had one power play goal in the game. Rapid City was 1 for 5, and Utah was 1 for 6. One of the biggest plays in the game, Kyle Pouncey scored 19:44 into the second. Pfizer and Bartley with the assist, and that tied the game at 3, and that's where we stood after 2 periods. The only goal scored by either side in the third period came off a face-off as Cam Strong won the draw. Puck glided towards the end boards, and then Martell got it and then kind of skated towards an area in the left circle. It wasn't that far from the goal line. Got himself an angle, and on kind of what was, kind of a awkward-looking shot, was able to get it past Chechelev, and that turned out to be the difference in the game. And so even though Rapid City outshot Utah 32-16, Grizzlies only had 6 shots in the first, 6 in the second, and 4 in the third, but they made it count. You think about 4 shots in the third, all of them were considered scoring chances by the off-ice officials. 13 of the 16 Grizzlies shots tonight were considered to be scoring chances. Even though Rapid City doubled up Utah 2-1 on shots, Grizzlies come away with the 2 standings points. They get a 3-game sweep. They've now won 4 in a row, and they've got the Allen Americans in town next week. And, Guy, it ends a great month of January where the Grizzlies went 8-3-1, and what can you say? Great effort by Ryan Kanasewicz's crew as they get the series sweep against a good Rapid City team who now falls below the 500 mark this season.
Yeah, Tyson, and I think this season is really taking a turn for a better, and I think the turning point was back when the Grizzlies went 2 out of 3 against Idaho. The Steelheads are one of the top teams in the league. They've got they're the first place team in the Mountain Division, and the Grizzlies came out 2 out of 3 against them, one in their building, Idaho Central Arena, and they haven't looked back ever since. They've had a really good start to the 2023 calendar year. And as Nick Hayes says, bring on Allen. The Grizzlies are rolling right now. And I think the thing that I love the most about this team is there's no quit in the Grizzlies. They never back away. And there were times in this game where Rapid City would get the lead, the Grizzlies would tie it, and then Rapid City would get the lead again, and the Grizzlies rallied back and tied it. Rapid City got the lead again. What did the Grizzlies do? They rallied back and tied it, and then they got the go-ahead goal from the Rooster. Jordan Marteau has been fantastic ever since they picked him up in the trade. There's no quit in this team, and I think that's the thing that I love the most about him.
Martell is outstanding in the month of January. Him, Keaton Jamison, Cameron Wright didn't have a point tonight, but it still made his impact felt, especially on the Grizzlies' penalty kill. So you think about everything coming together for the Grizzlies here in the month of January. I mean, Brandon Cutler had 1 assist tonight, and he's been amazing over the last 5 games. Taryn Pfizer's really picked it up. He had 2 assists tonight. Andrew Nilsson had a goal, had a fight. And it's great to see here in the last 5 games, Andrew Nilsson really start to pick things up after a little bit of a slow start to the month of January. And so here with a big crowd of 10,397 on Guns and Hoses night, the Grizzlies entertained the crowd, played a fun game. It was very physical, and the fans got their money's worth here tonight. And, it's about as good a scenario as you'd want to have for the Grizzlies here in the month of January.
Yeah, Tyson, this game was as advertised. It was fun. It was back and forth. A lot of hits, a lot of physicality. And the Grizzlies come away with a win. So what more can you ask for? Fantastic night.
The pick-to-click winner will be Jordan Martell with the 2 goals. Anybody pick Martell?
Well, I picked Martell, so I guess I'm one of the winners. Let's see if anybody else did.
Did you?
I did. You can check my Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right. I'm
picked
now
Brandon Cutler with 1 assist, so I guess you're the winner tonight.
I'm now on Twitter. It's on there. It's on the record. Let's see.
Well, guys, checking to see if anybody else picked Jordan Martell on the live chat on YouTube. As the Grizzlies, you think about the month of February, they've got 6 straight road games over. They got 2 road games against Rapid City coming up, and I'm thinking about next week against the Allen Americans. Chad Costello's unit, they got some talented forwards. They got a 6-0 victory tonight. Liam Finley had a hat trick. But I think if you're the Grizzlies, you talk about ending the month of January, winning 4 in a row. Then you got 3 games against Allen, and then the Grizzlies will be on the road for 6 straight games. 2 in Rapid City, 1 against Greenville, 1 against Savannah, 2 against Orlando, and then Allen comes back to town in late February. I mean, you're talking about a lot of teams that aren't necessarily at the top of the standings right now, for the Grizzlies, especially with 6 games being on the road, 6 at home in the month of February. You're going to have to find a way to protect home ice in those 6 home games against Allen, and then, see if we can have a successful road trip, win maybe 4 out of 6 games. And I think if you do that, if you can take care of business here in the month of February, I mean, you could probably pass Kansas City pretty easily in the standings, maybe be right up there with Rapid City. Brian Gardner, I talked with him. We haven't faced Wichita yet this year, but he saes Wichita is a pretty good team this season. So that'll be a little bit tough. Grizzlies will face them a few times in the month of March. Two games in Wichita and 3 here at Maverik Center late in March. But obviously at the Grizzlies, you think about, taking care of business, and they did that in the month of January, and it really sets up to where, they could be right where they want to be at the end of the season if they just kind of continue to play hockey like the way they have, getting great goaltending and really timely scoring from guys like Martell and Pfizer. And, hey, you never know. In a couple of weeks, maybe the Grizzlies get back Zach Sekos and Johnny Walker and just strengthen the lineup that much more.
Yeah, Tyson, and the sweep here in this series, that is huge. That is just massive in the playoff race. I mean, now we're talking about the Grizzlies being tied with Kansas City in points at 39 with their loss tonight. And now the Grizzlies are just 2 points behind the Rapid City Rush. And so coming into this series, it seemed like they were miles away from the Rush. Now that gap is closed. The Grizzlies are right in the thick of the Mountain Division playoff race. And so this really changes a whole lot. And now I think it also proves that the Grizzlies are here. They're here to play, and they can beat teams like Rapid City. Rapid City is a good team. I'll give them credit for that. They came out and played really hard and took it to the Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies proved that when they were called upon, when they needed to have a goal or go ahead and get the win, they were able to do that with solid goaltending and depth players standing up and making a name for themselves.
I think the defensive unit's probably playing as well now as they had at any point this season. Andrew Nilsson's really picked up his game. James Shearer really made his impact felt. He made a lot of critical plays, and I think the Grizzlies got a great month of January from Connor McDonald and Corey Thomas. The Grizzlies also had a good performance from Bryson Martin. It was great to see him come back to the Grizzlies lineup over the last few weeks. And, Aaron Tho, he's been a solid performer for the Grizzlies this year. Victor Bartley, brings a lot of veteran experience and leadership to the club. And so you combine all those assets, you're talking about a strong defensive unit. Kyle Pouncey playing forward this week and scoring a goal. He's really stepped up and played well. And so I think it's all combined for, the formula to just kind of, the pieces are coming together for the Grizzlies. And it did take a little bit of time, but it does look like the pieces are coming together here in the month of January. And the Grizzlies over the last 3 weeks have really played outstanding hockey, winning 2 out of 3 against Idaho, 2 out of 3 against Tulsa, and sweeping Rapid City here as they are 7-2 in their last 9 games.
Yeah, Tyson, and you mentioned all the pieces coming together, and I think that was the key for this team. This is a really well-built team. They've got all the players that they need, but the problem is there have been moments where guys were out of the lineup due to injury, getting called up to the AHL, whatever it may be, and we didn't really have all the guys, all the pieces together at one particular point in time. It's kind of like having a puzzle, but not having all the pieces. And so you're searching through the couch cushions. Oh, where's that piece? Where is it? Well, now the Grizzlies have all those pieces to the puzzle, and they're finally putting it together. And lo and behold, they're playing great hockey with all these guys gelling. So give the credit to Coach Kanasowicz for assembling this team, getting the guys that he needed. And the Grizzlies are going to be a dangerous team down the stretch. They've proven they can beat really good teams in Idaho and now Rapid City. Next up is Allen, and if I'm in the Americans, the Grizzlies aren't a team I want to face right now.
Well, it does look like Allen is playing well offensively. They scored 6 goals tonight against Tulsa, and it'll be an interesting group as Allen does have a bunch of talented forwards. The Grizzlies faced them earlier this season in Allen. It seems like it was such a long time ago since it was in early November. The Grizzlies won 2 out of 3 games in Allen, and last season the Grizzlies swept all 5 meetings with the Allen Americans. So we'll see what Chad Costello's unit brings to the table. Costello, probably a future Hall of Famer as a player. He's in his first year as the Allen Americans head coach. And hopefully we'll see Tommy Daniels. We actually have a Tommy Daniels bobblehead. Hopefully Tommy will be able to make the trip from Allen over here to the Salt Lake Valley. And, if you're the Grizzlies, you think about January being successful, just see if they can carry it over into the month of February. It was a great atmosphere here at Maverik Center, a crowd of 10,397. In fact, the last 2 nights have been the 2 biggest crowds of the season for the Grizzlies. Last night, a crowd of 7,328 were here at Maverik Center. That's the second largest crowd of the season. And tonight, even bigger, 10,397. Well, Guy, looks like the crowd filed out of here pretty quickly there. And any final thoughts?
Well, it looks like everybody was trying to beat the traffic, which is all right. It seems like we had a lot of people here.
That's why we're hanging out here, because we're not going anywhere for a while.
That's right. So stick around for the Grizzlies postgame show. But, I mean, the Grizzlies are rolling right now. They're really, really hot. But so are the Allen Americans. And the Americans won tonight. They were 7-3 coming into tonight in their last 10. This is another team that's rolling. So I think the Grizzlies, while they're playing their best hockey right now, they can't overlook Allen. This is a team that they've historically played really well against, as you mentioned before. But you can't overlook the Americans. You got to take every opponent at face value, come into every single game, play hard. And so we're going to have another good set here at the Maverik Center, and I'm looking forward to it.
Grizzlies wore these specialty jerseys. Let's see if we can pull up the Dash auction app and see if we can find what some of these jerseys are going for. And it's the Dash auction app. I think the bidding just completed a few minutes ago as it's 10:04. That's the time of day here in the Mountain Time Zone. I think the auction might be over. Let's see if we can get some results as to what some of these jerseys are going for. They're a good-looking specialty jersey tonight, and the Grizzlies will wear some other specialty jerseys later on this season, fight cancer night, maybe military night. Is your internet letting you down there?
It looks like it is. Oh boy. The woes of technology.
That's what technology does to you each and every time. But the Guns and Hoses jersey, and it looks like,
here we go.
Oh, that's the SpongeBob jersey.
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, last time I clicked on this, and then I was able to scroll down. Oh, I guess those are the fight cancer ones. They already got those listed.
Guy's going to do a little bit of searching there for
I don't know why I can't.
For the Guns and Hoses jersey.
Well, we'll keep you entertained in the meantime.
But will we, though?
Yeah, we'll see. Those were really nice jerseys that the Grizzlies wore. If I'm able to pull this up.
Guy's going through the Dash auction app now, looking for the specialty jerseys. Now he's looking for them all.
Maybe I can just scan this QR code that they've got on the Jumbotron here. But these are really sharp-looking jerseys. And you mentioned that jersey that you're wearing right now, the Brandon Cutler one. That's game worn. That was the same jersey that he scored when he scored 4 goals and 2 assists in the same game.
I'm not going to lie. This jersey is hot right now. And it's still hot, but after the 4-goal performance, this guy's working with technology. Technology versus Guy Chiarenza here in the post-game report.
I think this might be a battle that I lose. I don't see this going well in my favor. I've got 2 devices here that just aren't loading right now.
It happens.
Which is unfortunate. But, hey, you got a chance to own a piece of history. Go and, I guess the auction is over. But, I mean, we're going to have more in the future. There's the Hockey Fight Cancers jerseys, which I know that you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm going to get one of those.
I think I saw one of the Marvel theme nights up there. So you go check those out. Go on the Dash auction app and see if you can get a look at those before those drop. But, hey, we got some more in the future. So if you're interested in getting a piece of history, make a bid on a Grizzlies game-worn jersey. Those are really cool. I think I might have to add one to my collection someday.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to get. Next week, the Grizzlies will face the Allen Americans here for a 3-game set. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be a Bud Light College night on Wednesday, February 1st. Friday the 3rd is going to be Heart Health night. And Saturday is going to be Black History Night. Grizzlies taking on the Allen Americans in a 3-game series. Face off all 3 nights will be at 7:10.
Looks like Nick Hayes says that $425 was the highest one. So looks like his internet is working.
Yeah, good for him. His internet's working. Must be nice, huh?
Yeah, well, we'll see. Nick, if you could tell us whose jersey that was, that'd be much appreciated. And thank you again, by the way, for the hot dogs and the Coke. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, you ate that hot dog about as fast as Joey Chestnut eats a hot dog, but that's
we really had to hurry there. But it was a fun game here at the Maverik Center. A really great atmosphere, and looking forward to that series against Allen. We've got some more good specialty nights coming up. He says it's Victor Barkley. Oh, that's the guy that you were going to get.
I was thinking about Barkley.
Oh, man. Yeah, the former NHLer. That's the guy you want, Victor Barkley.
3 stars of the game. 3rd star is Cam Strong with 2 assists. Kyle Pouncey with a late second period goal. He's the number 2 star, and the number 1 star is Jordan Martell, who scored 2 goals, including the game winner, 8:04 into the 3rd period. But also got to give special recognition to Lucas Parikh, who really settled in and played a great game, stopping 35 of 38. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center. Once again, the final score in 2 hours and 38 minutes, and in front of the biggest crowd of the season of 10,397. The Utah Grizzlies get a 4-3 victory over the Rapid City Rush. They sweep the 3-game series. Utah has now won 4 in a row. For Guy Chiarenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. Catch Kiki Crumb's postgame report at UtahGrizzlies.com. We'll catch you next Wednesday for the next broadcast of Grizzlies Hockey 650 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.